Championship weekend number 1 continues to roll on here at War Memorial Stadium. And on tap, we've got the 5A Championship between Hot Springs Lakeside and Joe T. Robinson. Welcome inside the broadcast booth alongside my tag team partner, JB Brazil. I'm Bobby Swafford. This one, it's a rematch from the non-conference. It looks to be a dandy, but before we preview that, let's take a look at how we got here this weekend and go back to last night. The 7A championship game was supposed to be a barn burner, but injuries caught up with Bentonville early, and Bryant rolled.
That's right. Gideon Moats, big-time throw over the top, gets a big-time touchdown. That was the way Bryant rolled. They're a dominant team. 7 state championships in the last 8 tries.
Yeah, really impressive what Kawad Sanders and company have been able to do out of Saline County. But as far as what we've got ahead of us this week, we've got to preview also what we have next week as well. The 3A and 4A championships matchups were settled last night. Fordyce in Mansfield for the 3A championship. The Tigers making their first ever trip to this War Memorial Stadium. And 4A, Dardanelle and Elkins. The Sand Lizards, one of the great mascots in the state, also going to be here for the first time ever. That's coming up next weekend. Tonight, we also got a big-time matchup as well. It's a rematch of the 6A state championship game. Greenwood taking on Shiloh Christian. But first, we got to worry about what's in front of us coming up. Rams versus Senators. Stick around. We got a full preview coming your way.
This broadcast is underwritten, in part by...
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas PBS Sports. Better connected together. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas.
UAMS is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. UAMS Health provides orthopedic and sports medicine care across Arkansas, supporting athletes and teams throughout the state. Find out more at UAMShealth.com. Winrock Automotive supports Arkansas athletes as a sponsor of the Arkansas PBS Sports broadcast of the high school state championship games, with 7 dealerships across the state serving Little Rock, Conway, and Jonesboro. Winrock Automotive is community-focused and provides vehicle sales and service across Arkansas. We're honored to be a part of these unforgettable moments celebrating Arkansas student athletes. Winrock Automotive, connecting communities through service and support.
Centennial Bank supports communities across Arkansas and is a proud supporter of the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports, providing financial services since 1999. Member FDIC, more at my100bank.com.
Everett Buick GMC provides vehicles to Arkansas families and supports local organizations. Community involvement has been part of our story for generations. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports. More at everettbgmc.com.
For over 70 years, Farm Bureau Insurance has offered coverage for automobiles, homes, farms, and lives across Arkansas. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association. More at afbic.com.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
As a matter of interest, the deceased was the owner of the amusement rides.
Fell, jumped, or pushed? Do you know what floor he fell from?
We found this beside the body.
Property of Miss Phryne Fisher.
At a celebration for Commissioner Selwyn, he's shot.
We need to give this case our best.
But the prime suspect seems to have no motive.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
Where better to have a family Christmas than the Highlands of Scotland?
Mary!
Cheers. Christmas is my favourite time of year, and the real highlight is the food.
It's kind of like a food variety show.
You want to be on it? You are right now.
Oh.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
5A state championship game inside War Memorial Stadium, just about 5 minutes away. We've got to find out how these two teams got here. Lakeside's going to be the visiting team wearing the white uniforms, and they made one of the more improbable runs we have seen in recent history in Arkansas high school football. As we take a look at the bracket, Hot Springs Lakeside came from the bottom. They are the number 3 seed from the South Conference. Yeah. They go on the road, beat Searcy 56-34. To the second round, again on the road, take down the conference champion from the West, Greenbrier, 24-21. If that wasn't enough, how about they go on the road for a third straight week? And all they did was take down the 3-time defending state champion Little Rock Parkview right here at War Memorial Stadium a week ago, and that's how they get to the championship game. And the play of their quarterback, Wally Walcott, a big reason why the Rams are playing for a title.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, you had 26 seniors to pick from as far as a player to watch. Wally Walcott, though, the QB, gunslinger, he's only got 1 interception on the year. Those numbers are off the charts. He's got over 5,600 for his career. He can sling it. If Lakeside's going to pick up a big win, you got to think Walcott's going to have a big hand in it.
Obviously, the quarterback for the Rams, a big reason why they're going to be successful if they are. What are some other keys of the game for the Rams?
You know, for Lakeside, I think they're going to have to execute in the red zone. When you get inside close, you got to make sure that you capitalize inside the 20-yard line. And then turnover battle. A lot of these state championship games we look at, hey, who wins the state championship? A lot of the times it's the team that protects the football.
Well, let's take a look at the other side of things. The Senators from Joe T. Robinson, they were the number 1 seed from the Central Conference, also the number 1 ranked team all season long, wire to wire in Class 5A. They handled Camden Fairview, a nip-and-tuck game with Farmington. They kick a late field goal to get to the semifinals, and they handled the Devil Dogs. Again, a late score as Robinson gets to the championship game. And if you're talking Joe T, you're talking about number 2.
No question about that. Deuce Williams, this team goes as Deuce goes. You know, he was out in the semifinals against Morrilton. They rallied. They've had to rally from behind in all 3 playoff games. But Deuce Williams, he's back. A big reason why they've made it this far. His numbers off the charts. The SFA signee now going to play in the Southland Conference. He's really, really good.
Almost 2,000 yards rushing on the season for Deuce Williams. What are some other keys to the game for Robbins?
You know, Coach Uppergrove had a lot of different things he wanted to say, but controlling the line of scrimmage, specifically on the defensive side, if they can cause some havoc, good things will happen there. And then dominate on special teams. That's something that they feel like is pivotal in a matchup against Lakeside, a team they saw earlier in the year.
So that's the keys to the game for Robinson and Lakeside. For more on this matchup, let's toss it down to our third team of our broadcast team. Josh Bertaccini's on the field. JB, what's happening?
Yeah, and I got my man Steve here with me too, guys, as we break it to you. And obviously, an unbelievable run for both of these programs in the playoffs. And you guys were talking about as Robinson gets set to enter right now. They're clearly the favorite going in, playing as the top seed, but they've had a nip-and-tuck road too. So they've been battle-tested, even at a first-round game that went down to the wire. On the flip, the underdog Rams, I heard you talk about it, a half-century since they've been here. I took the elevator up with some of their fans before the game, and they said this is the blessing of a lifetime to see us in a game like this. So they've been nip-and-tuck too, just a 7-point separation for them in their last 2 games combined. Guys, this game is such a toss-up. What a great game to be here for today.
Josh, thank you. We'll check with you throughout the contest. These two teams no strangers to one another as they've met now for this is the 4th time in the last 2 seasons, including a Hot Springs Lakeside victory in the postseason a year ago after they lost the meeting in the regular season. Robinson won it back in the non-con earlier this year. Now the Rams looking to repeat a little bit of history from last year and pull an upset here in a championship game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's got to be on Lakeside's mind, right? Last year, do you want to do it again? This is one for all the marbles, so it means the most. Robinson, though, Coach Uppergrove says that's been on their mind. They know what happened last year. They're using that as fuel to make sure it doesn't happen this year.
Robinson and Lakeside getting set to take the field here at War Memorial Stadium. Kickoff coming up in just a minute. Appreciate you tuning in. You see the score from them when they met earlier this year. He's JB Brazil. I'm Bobby Swafford. Thank you for tuning in. Weather shouldn't be a factor today. It's a little cold, a little chilly, but it's December. It's supposed to be football weather, and that's exactly what we have here in the capital city. The wind blowing just a little bit. Shouldn't be much of a factor throughout the game. Currently 45 degrees as we're getting set for the first of 2 championship contests today. Shiloh Christian and Greenwood going to kick it off at 6:30 tonight in the 6A championship. Senators, first ones out of the tunnel. And on the flip side, here come the Lakeside Rams. Class 5A is always one of the more entertaining postseasons. You don't have any first-round byes. If you win a championship at this level, that means you have certainly earned it. Really, really looking forward to calling this one.
Yeah, I think you see both teams have had to face their own adversity. Lakeside, you mentioned already, playing on the road, right? They were the 3 seed, but they're 4 points away from being the 1 seed in the South. They lost to Parkview by 2 and Hot Springs by 2, so they're the 3 seed, but they had to go on the road. Tough road. Robinson played from behind all 3 games in the playoff, and I'm telling you, both teams had faced adversity. This is what it's all about.
I'm glad you bring that up. The road for Lakeside, they thought they ran out of steam at the end of the regular season. They lose the final 2 games. They're thinking about a conference championship. They drop a couple, again, as you just mentioned, by 2 points each. They go from the 1 seed to the 3 seed, have to go on the road throughout the entire postseason. But I tell you, Aaron Rockwell and company are thinking those white uniforms, maybe that's the lucky combination.
Hey, he won a state championship in high school, played at Liberty ILO down outside of Texarkana in Texas, so he's won one. He said, I want this for my players more than anything. It's been 50 years, 1975 the last time. You know, it means a ton for Lakeside. And then for Robinson, none of these players have ever won one. It's been 4 years, right? So they were youngsters. They won it big time too.
Take a look at today's officiating crew for the contest. Of course, it's a big deal for those guys to be able to call a championship game as well. Our referee is Mark Hurst, umpire Mark Gay, lineman Bill Gregory, the line judge Deron Harris, field judge Jared McCormick, and the side judge Scott Gregory. That's your officiating crew for today's contest, and we are set for kickoff. Robinson going to kick it deep, so we're going to look at the Lakeside offense first as Toe is about to meet Leather, and we're underway. Kickoff fielded inside the 10 at the 8. Lakeside trying to get something going, but a big hit delivered. I believe they're going to say the football came out. They do say the football came out, but not before the player was on the ground. So Lakeside going to have the ball 1st and 10 at the 22. Here's a look at the replay, and what a hit delivered.
Man,
that football might have been moving. Of course, any potential turnover, potential scoring play is automatically reviewed here in the state championship game. They've got the thumbs up, so we're going to let this one roll. This is our first look at the Rams.
That was a big hit from Jaden Todd and Kalen Norwood, both teaming up on that tackle.
You want a scene setter, that's certainly it for the Robinson special teams. Wally Walcott, the quarterback, number 9 for Lakeside. 3,000 yards through the air. And now we've got a buzz down and a quick stoppage. So it does look like they're going to go ahead and stop the play and take a look at the review.
Wow.
So it looked like the football might have been moving before knee touched the turf. And so we haven't even played a play from scrimmage yet, just the special teams kickoff, and we're under review.
And Koo Jackson taking that return, trying to find some open field, but he got hit hard, certainly by Jaden Todd. Let's take a look. I mean, you're right, the ball's moving before he hits the ground. That's going to be a fumble. But is there enough evidence? We'll see.
It looks like so. There's the angle. There's the big hit delivered. You just can't tell right there if the knee was already down. Again, the returner's wrapped up by Kalen Norwood. It may depend if there's another angle.
Sure.
But what's important is right there what's on your screen, the call on the field that he was down by contact before the football came out. They're looking for clear and undisputable evidence that the ball was out beforehand.
And if you're Lakeside, the gift for you right now is they initially ruled it not a fumble, right? So there's got to be enough evidence to overturn that. That's what you got going for you.
Kind of looks like the knee was blocked by the defenders on both angles. But here's our call. They're going to say it is Lakeside football. I just don't think there was enough evidence to overturn it. The ball might have been out. There's not video evidence to prove it.
I think it's the flip side too, right? If they rolled a fumble, that might have been what they stood with either way.
So 1st and 10 for Lakeside at the 22. Rams going to catch a break before they even take a snap on offense. Walcott, your quarterback. Peter Oman, 1,000-yard rushers to the left of him in the backfield. Also a 1,000-yard receiver in Drew Morgan on the outside. Lakeside's got plenty of balance. They're going to go to Oman. Takes the handoff on the right side. Picks up about 3, maybe 4 yards. Solid first down for Lakeside. And they're going to lean on their offensive line a lot today, including a Razorback signee in Tucker Young.
Yeah, and he's a really good, blocker up front. Creates a lot of space. But that was a good run for Peter Ullman. Brought down by Reese on that right side. But, hey, you'll take 4 or 5 yards on first down every single time.
Oman averages 4.9 yards a carry. Has missed a couple games this year. 219 carries. He's the workhorse. His backup, though, Tremendous Kane, is out for today. This was the second leading rusher for the Rams, going to be unavailable. One screen pass. Walcott gets his target, but could not get the quarterback on the ground, and a big play made by Tank Reese.
That is a big-time play. It looked like he had a chance to develop and bring up 3rd and short, but he snuffed it out almost immediately.
There's a look at the Windrock Automotive starting lineup for Lakeside. I mentioned Tucker Young. He's the left tackle. He's been signed to play for the Razorbacks earlier this week. Tank Reese signed to play with Stephen F. Austin, as did Deuce Williams. So a pair of talented in-state players allowed to escape the state. Hate to see that. Obviously, they're going to be big-time players for the Lumberjacks.
No doubt.
So 3rd and call it 3 for the Rams. Walcott, plenty of time, looking left side. Got his target. That's Drew Morgan. That's going to be his go-to receiver all afternoon long. Makes the play out across the 40-yard line, and the Rams offense going to stay on the field.
Those two guys are best of friends, and you can see the connection, chemistry. Walcott with a seed. I mean, that's an absolute dart on that out route, and Drew Morgan's got the sure hands team. Reminds you of a former Drew Morgan that played for the Razorbacks. That guy is really good.
Yeah, we started the research earlier this week. I was like, wait a minute, he doesn't have any high school eligibility left. Over 1,400 yards now for Drew Morgan on the season after that catch. 1st and 10, Lakeside across the 40. Just a minute and a half into this 5A championship game. Walcott looks to change the play at the line of scrimmage. 2 on the play clock, got to hurry. A big shot taken by Walcott, but he delivers a perfect pass, but Morgan can't bring it in. Take a look at the Windrock Automotive starting lineup for the Robinson defense. Domino Patterson, a big name to remember, and they've got talent up and down the field, all the way from top to bottom. And Hakeem Frampton, another big-time Division I player.
That throw was on the money, but McAdory was in coverage. Might have heard footsteps, and Morgan just couldn't quite haul it in.
Frampton committed to play at Texas A&M. So 2nd and 10. Walcott took a big shot there, but delivered a perfect football. His receiver just couldn't pull it in. Oman gets it left side, running right behind Young. It's about 3 yards before the Robinson defense stacks him up.
I think that was the key, right? D-line, controlling the line of scrimmage. Didn't get a good push after that 3-yard gain. See how that holds up throughout the game. That's going to be a big talking point.
Patterson checks out. He wears 74 for Robinson. Makes the play right in the middle of the hole. He's committed to play at Tulsa. Again, Division I talent up and down the roster for the Senators. So another 3rd down, call it 7 for Lakeside. Hand it off to Oman. A lot of running room left side. They got a 1st down and then some. The offensive line moving people up front for the Rams, and they're across midfield.
That was a really nice job, right blocking. Going to go try to hurry up offense, but when you run the spread like they do in a pass play, you don't think the run's coming, and they beat you with it.
Extra bodies on the left side. Again, tried to quickly hand it off, but Robinson's going to burn a timeout. Didn't like the look, and the Senators have to burn a timeout. Lakeside's got their right into it early.
Wow, I mean, how about the start for the Rams? A couple of 3rd down plays, they draw it up perfectly. Anytime you can extend drives like this, which is something they've done really all postseason and all season long, makes it so tough for the opposing defense. How about that hard nose run from Pistol Pete?
Really good crowd on hand. Let's take it down to our sidelines. Josh Bertaccini's out there. JB, what are you hearing from the crowd? It looks like most of Hot Springs is here in attendance.
Man, unbelievable turnout, fellas. Absolutely. Was just thinking about that. And both sides of the stadium are rocking. You can look over there on the sideline across from y'all, and you see it just all the way to the top, almost like you'd expect at a Razorback game filling to the top. So the energy, it's palpable down here, and both teams screaming out the gates. I don't think anybody sat down yet.
Razorbacks did win here this year.
That's right, Arkansas State.
Maybe I'll move all the games here. Oh, now I'm going to get the hate mail now in the inbox. Lakeside's got it 1st and 10 from the Robinson 45. First drive of the contest. Play action. Walcott looking down the middle of the field. That one overshoots his target. Way too tall for Morgan on the inside route. Bring up 2nd down.
It's again good coverage though from Robinson, that man-to-man. They could do that. Did a nice job in coverage. Pappas was too tall anyways, but there was a really small window to even try to get it to. And Kyron Grimes, he's really good on that defensive side, was with him stride for stride.
2nd down and 10. Grimes, you're not going to struggle to find him on the football field. His cleats would be neon orange on your color palette. Not exactly sure that's in the team color, but you'll be able to find him quickly. Oman, left side. That one's stacked up and going nowhere. Hakeem Frampton comes up. The A&M signee shuts that one down for no gain.
Boy, nice job reading that. You know, Oman trying to bounce it out to the edge, but Frampton stayed with his assignment. And anytime if your running back can break a tackle, get to that next level, Frampton made sure he could not do it.
First 3rd and long now for Lakeside. Just 3 minutes into the contest. Appreciate you tuning in. This is going to be a really, really fun day here inside War Memorial Stadium. Play clock's down to 12 as Lakeside breaks the huddle. 2 in the backfield with Walcott. Maybe some confusion. He resets the formation. Get it off. Play action pass. Looking right down the middle. He's got his man inside the 30, down to the 25. And Oman out of the backfield hauls one in. Robinson didn't account for the running back and right up the seam.
3 for 3 now on 3rd downs is Hot Springs. How about that play call? They left Oman out of the backfield wide open over the middle too. Had all kinds of green grass or green turf, and he makes some pay.
There's a look at Garen Rockwell, the Hot Springs Lakeside coach, a longtime defensive coordinator for the Rams, gets his chance to be the head coach. And all they've done the last 2 seasons is probably have 2 of the 3 most successful years in school history.
Yeah, probably should have made it to the state championship last year. Led by 3 touchdowns against Farmington late.
Oman's got it inside the 20, so the trip to the red zone picks up 5 on 1st down. A lot of momentum for the guys wearing white today.
But anytime you get those 3rd down and a 1st down on those 3rd downs, boy, that just really lights up that offensive line. A great first push now, and it's a 2nd down and manageable.
It seemed briefly there, Lennox Campos, number 15 for Robinson's got a club on his right hand. He's going to line up across from Tucker Young for most of the day today, so we'll see how that matchup is handled. So 2nd and a long 4 or short 5, whether you're a pessimist or an optimist, you take your pick. Lakeside's being pretty methodical. Play clock running down. Hand it back to Oman. Again, that left side up across the 15. Going to be shy of the 1st down marker. 3rd and short upcoming.
But you get yourself in spots inside the red zone to be productive, and that's what you want. 3rd and short. You're going for it on 4th down regardless, likely, if you get it close.
Trying to catch Robinson sleeping. And quick snap it there, but again, blown dead, and we've got a flag on the near side. That's why you go hurry up. Offsides on the defense. Robinson lined up in the neutral zone. So that's going to be a free 1st down for the Rams, and also going to set up 1st and goal.
Boy, that was McAdor. He must have lined up just across the line of scrimmage. That's a big mistake for Robinson. Lakeside will take the gift, but hey, the only plus side if you're Robinson, they got to go 10 yards now. 1st and goal right at the 10.
This drive already taken up 5 minutes of game time. Walcott. It's got Oman to his left. Gets a snap. They're going to give it to Oman. Running back. Stood up at the line of scrimmage. Not much handling there. Might have lost a foot or 2 as the Robinson defense converges.
Boy, there was everybody. Tank Reese was the first one to hit him, and then Jackson Redmond helping with a gang tackle. You're right, nowhere to go for Oman, and he was bottled up. That's great pursuit from that front line of the Senators.
We mentioned Reese going to Stephen F. Austin. Jackson Redmond, the linebacker, he's committed to play at Northwest Missouri State, the Division II power. Speaking of Division II powers, one of ours playing today. Harding Bison's still got their season alive.
They're building something special with Searcy.
So 2nd and goal from the 10. Morgan's in motion. Walcott, pressure immediately, scrambles to his left, tries to throw it in the end zone, deflected, and is picked off. The first big play of the contest goes way of Robinson as Kyron Grimes is right there inside the end zone and makes the interception.
Wow, what a play. Damon Sally was in pursuit of Wally Walcott. He tried to deliver, gets the tip, and how about the pick in the end zone? Walcott had to get rid of it. And what a play. Grimes, he's been all over the place tonight, just able to get underneath for the interception.
Sally tips it. Grimes makes the diving catch. A 6-minute drive comes up empty. Our first look at the Robinson offense when we come back as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
I want to give you the best life I can.
I've got the best life.
Brush her down, Jimmy.
Like this?
That's it.
I'll never grow tired of seeing it.
Animals all want the same thing. A home and love.
Absolutely glorious.
Coming soon to Arkansas PBS.
Team sports in Arkansas really is the building of character. It's being able to get through trials and tribulations as a team. You take those lessons from team sports and use them in everyday life situations. I'm RJ Hawk. Please consider giving to Arkansas PBS Sports.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
It's a stirring celebration with unforgettable music from the Tabernacle Choir and Orchestra at Temple Square.
This is Gospel Messiah.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
Defense stands up, gets the ball back for their offense, and take a look at the Winrock Automotive starting lineup for them. We talked about Deuce Williams in the open, but maybe the key to this contest, JB, is going to be the play of quarterback Reese Simpson.
And no doubt. I mean, Coach Uppergrove said, hey, we've got to pass the ball a little bit better. We want to lean on Deuce Williams, but they want to go to the air against a really good Lakeside team that runs man-to-man defense.
They're also going to run behind the big left tackle, Domino Patterson, a ton. He's committed to play at Tulsa. He is a load there at left tackle, we're 74. Gets the play fake, quick slant on the inside, got his receiver. Out across the 35, hauled in by Josiah Warrior Benson, the future Central Arkansas Bear. One play, one first down.
That's impressive, and I like those quick, kind of a deeper slant route, got it complete immediately. Rainey was the only man there. If he doesn't make that tackle, he's running for a long time.
Williams is really good because they've got big-time receivers on the outside, and Warrior Benson and Frampton just two of several playmakers for the Senators. They give it to Deuce. First time, he's going nowhere. Lakeside had that one bottled up from the beginning. Jashawn Graves, the first Ram there, and met by a host of teammates. Here's the Lakeside starting lineup brought to you by Winrock Automotive. Mentioned Graves, he lines up at defensive line, but the Kalen McKinney leads the linebacking core, and Q Jackson in the back end. So 2nd and 10 for Robinson. We're already 7 minutes into this first quarter. Quick moving frame. Simpson rolling right, looking for somebody to come open, and on a deep out route, he's got his receiver. Again, that's Hakeem Frampton across midfield all the way up to the 39-yard line of Lakeside. So a run-first team for Robinson has come out throwing the football.
Boy, you know, anytime your quarterback gives you time to throw like that as he rolls out, buys time, finds his man, big time pitch and catch down on that right sideline. But that's what happens when you run that man-to-man. Your receivers get a little bit more time to get open.
Simpson's completed just about 6% of his passes, and that run's going nowhere. 28 touchdowns, 7 interceptions for the Robinson quarterback, but his first two throws of the contest have looked big time.
Yeah, that's back-to-back stops by Chris Ford. But you're right. I mean, Simpson, you can see why they're trying to go to the air a little bit more, right? Lakeside's trying to dominate, stop the run a little bit. It's leaving the passing open. If Simpson can hit his spots, that might bode well on this drive.
2nd and 11 after the loss of 1. Simpson has Williams behind him in the pistol. Play fake. Simpson now harassed by the pressure. Flag comes out. He's going down. Football came out. Lakeside's got it. Lakeside with the strip sack recovered and returned all the way to the 30. The Rams get the big return from Vincent Henry, but we've got to check the laundry to see if it stands.
You know, I think it was a holding call, so if it is, that's a huge play for Lakeside. They'll have great field position. If it's on Lakeside, naturally, that's going to negate the fumble.
The flag did come out in the area in which you normally see holding. Looks like there's a flag on the far side at the 50 as well. That may be a sideline warning, just kind of based on where that flag is. It's actually in the white of the out of bounds. So a couple flags we've got to navigate through. So the initial call is holding on Robinson. Going to be Lakeside football. What a big break for both of these defenses. Robinson picks off a pass in the end zone, but that time Lakeside forces the fumble, and they've got possession at the 30.
I mean, just a great job by this Rams defense. They've loaded the box, right? They've made sure the run's not going to beat us, so they go play action. They blow it up, get a big turnover, nearly a scoop and score. But right place for Vincent Henry, the junior, taking it deep into Robinson territory.
Josh Rainey and Kevon Morgan provided that pressure, got the football out. They took a look at it in the review booth at the clean fumble, and Lakeside got the football back. So a pair of turnovers already, one for each side. Oman on the pitch, he's going to throw it. Got a receiver behind the defense, trick play, touchdown Lakeside.
Wow. You gotta be kidding me. How about the play call again? Back-to-back punches in the mouth. You get the turnover, say, hey, let's go for the big ball. Trickery, and it's A.J. Burns hauling in on the pass from Peter Oman.
Robinson bit on the toss to Oman, and Burns gets behind the defense, and what a throw from your running back. Hits him in stride. Burns tumbles into the end zone, and the Rams strike first.
Boy, the throw was impressive. He threw it where no one could get it but A.J. Burns, but the catch, almost equally as impressive, went up and got it.
So Lakeside on the board. Dallas Hecky on for the PAT. Kick is up and good. A correction, that is Romero Asaguero with the PAT, and Lakeside 7-0. Let's toss it down to JB. Josh Bertuccini on the sideline over on the Lakeside. What's the sense of the crowd right now?
Fellas, obviously a huge emotional lift for everybody right there. You felt it starting to set in. The defense had given up those couple of big pass plays, and then boom, the ball comes out, crowd gets electric. And then the trick play. One of the things that they've worked on throughout the year, especially in this playoff run, is mixing in an extra play or two that they didn't run during the season, especially against teams who've possibly seen them before. So right there, I'm not sure if they've run it before, but that was a pretty new-looking play to me, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Josh. You practice them all season long. This is week 14 for both of these teams, so if you practice play for 3.5 months, you might as well pull it out and play it, run it right.
No doubt. And to perfection, mind you. I mean, that was perfectly the defense bit. They thought it was a run play all the way.
So Robinson was moving the football, but the strip sack gave Lakeside great field position. Now the Rams with the lead, and then now our second look at the Robinson offense.
You know, we figured defenses for both teams might really come into play, and that's certainly been the case early. 2 big turnovers.
Maybe a pooch kick coming up. Exactly that. A fair catch called for and made at the 30. So decent starting position for the Senators.
I think if you're Lakeside, you'll take it. You don't want any playmakers busting one on you on the special teams, because that's something that Robinson wants to focus on. But if you're Robinson, how do you respond? After the miscue, you were driving. Both teams' offenses have driven down the field, but the turnovers, you got to protect the football. If they do that, Robinson feels like they get a chance to bounce back and score.
Well, you mentioned it in the pregame. Turnover battle in championship games always so important. More times than not, you win the turnover margin, you're going to win the game. So just less than 4 minutes left here in the opening quarter. Robinson gave up pressure, and the strip sack turned it over. Now their second look at their offense. Pressure looking to come from the outside. Handoff to Deuce Williams right up the middle. Carrying defenders 6 yards, maybe 7 on that first down tote.
Well, I like that handoff there. Get Williams going, right? That's part of it. You know that they're going to try to stop the run, but you've got to establish it if you're Robinson, knowing that you can't just rely on the air every single play. It's a great first down run.
That's Tyler Updegrove, the head coach, first season head coach at Robinson. Took over for the longtime coach Todd Escola, been on staff for a handful of seasons. And he's got a talented roster. He's got his back against the wall here in the first. 2nd and 3. Again, Robinson in the pistol. Handed off to Williams. Not a ton of running room. Did a pretty good job to get beyond the line of scrimmage. Called a 2-yard gain. 3rd and short coming up.
That's Josh Rainey again, though, helping in the tackle. DeLong had the big tackle a moment ago. He was trying to carry Williams with him. Short down yardage, though. If you get a stop of your Lakeside, you like where you're at, but Robinson, you likely think they're going on the run game here.
3rd and short. To be a wildcat formation. In the backfield with Williams is Lennox Campost. He takes the snap. That's Williams. Straight ahead. Williams has got the first down. It's been a small sample size, but even though he missed the last contest, the semifinal matchup against Morrilton, that ankle looks to be holding up well for Deuce.
Yeah, no kid. I mean, you know, banged up against Farmington. Weren't sure if he was going to play against Morrilton. He didn't. Felt like maybe he could play in this one. This is the one they wanted. He's back. He's looking good. I mean, a couple of really hard-nosed runs. You love to see it.
Senior running back's not going to miss the state title game. There's no doubt about that. Toughing it out. Robinson, 1st and 10 at the 42. Pass a little bit behind his receiver. It's caught. Going to be a first down, but there's a flag in the area in which holding is prevalent.
Boy, anytime you're bringing the box, that's what Lakeside does a ton. Sometimes you don't have enough arms to guard and block, and you might get too much jersey.
Mark Hurst, our white hat today. He does verify what we thought. It's holding against Robinson. It's going to back him up 10.
That's a backbreaker. I mean, we've talked about turnovers being a problem and defenses getting stops, but boy, penalties too in crucial moments also can be a backbreaker in the state championship.
So wipe out the pitch and catch of about 15. So instead of being across the midfield stripe, Robinson now backed up 1st and 20 at their own 32.
Boy, that's about a 20 to 30 yard swing, isn't it?
That is. So 1st and 20. Next time Robinson snaps it, will be inside the 2-minute mark. Pistol formation again. Lakeside showing a little cushion. Simpson again got pressure again. He's going to be taken down. Lakeside bringing the house, and they get another quarterback sack.
Boy, who you want? 3, 4 of them coming. It was Vincent Henry that got there first. Simpson was able to get away, but that was the only one. They just kept coming. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 in the area. Reese Simpson didn't stand a chance.
46, Vincent Henry looked to be the first to get there for Lakeside, and now it is 2nd and a ways.
Eternity.
Whew. Pick a county. It's that far. Williams, the handoff, not a lot doing there. Now it's going to be 3rd and forever for Robinson.
Boy, this is what this Lakeside team can do, right? That's why you don't, big penalties that set you back 1st and 20. If you don't get a good 2nd down play, you're in trouble.
Not a good look there either, as Deuce Williams is still down on the floor on the field. And the trainer's going to come out and take a look.
Oh no.
Again, he missed last week with an ankle injury. Trying to tough it out and play today. Needed just about 55 yards, 43 to be actually, to get to the 2,000 mark for the season, and he looks to be in a ton of pain.
Oh man, you hate to see that at any time for any player, but my goodness, the kind of player that Deuce Williams is, you just hope he's okay.
We'll step aside. Hopefully Deuce Williams is all right. We'll be right back as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
A race.
The loss is catastrophic for us.
To restore a medieval masterpiece.
Evolution left these birds flightless, but that doesn't mean they can't fly.
As you travel upriver, the modern world seems to fall away. It feels like a trip back in time.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
Really good sign to see Deuce Williams walk off under his own power. Still had a pretty noticeable limp. Hopefully the running back for Robinson can get back into this contest. As we resume play, 3rd and 30 for Robinson with 65 seconds left in the first quarter.
I don't know that you have many play calls in your playbook. for these situations.
Hoping to get a quick pass out to one of your playmakers in space. Defender fell down, and that's why Warrior Benson makes the catch, but had too far to go. He's dropped at the 35, 13-yard pickup, and is nowhere near the first down marker, and the Senator punt team's coming on.
Declan McKinney and Luke Robleski were all over that. I mean, that's a nice play call, try to get you something in space, but this Lakeside defense swarms. Their pursuit to the football is very impressive.
They were given a huge cushion, and that's why I allowed the defense to rally up even after the defensive back lost his footing. 13 yards for Warrior Benson. And the punt's upcoming. Nobody back for Lakeside, so they're playing it safe. A wobbling punt hits at the 35 and takes a huge Robinson bounce all the way just shy of the 20. Going to be touchdown at the 22-yard line, and with 11 seconds left in the first quarter, we're going to take another look at the Hot Springs Lakeside offense.
You love watching Arkansas High School Championship sports on Arkansas PBS? Then help us keep this incredible coverage coming your way. Just scan the QR code. It's quick and easy. Visit myarpbs.org/sports donate.
So 11 seconds left here in the first quarter. As Lakeside's got a 7-0 lead and the football. Both teams turned it over once. A trick play put the Rams in the end zone. A halfback pass from Peter Oman. Went for 30 and a score. Oman's going to get the handoff, counter play, and the Robinson defense snuffed that one out, but look at the leg drive. Oman picks up 2 yards, and what's going to be the final play of the opening quarter. Lakeside strikes first on the halfback pass, and they lead Robinson 7-0. Stick around as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
In the middle of the war, we had ourselves a Merry Christmas.
Hear the untold stories of the last months of the war and find out how close we came to an even more catastrophic conclusion.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
Sustaining membership is an easy, convenient, and affordable way for you to support the programs you love on Arkansas PBS. Sustaining members make an ongoing monthly contribution from either their checking account or credit card. Simply choose the monthly amount that fits your budget, and then call or go online and we'll set it up for you. Your donation will happen automatically each month, so your support will always be current. Need to make a change to your monthly gift? Just call or email us. You're always in control. Knowing we can count on a certain amount of revenue each month helps Arkansas PBS better plan for the future. Call or go online to start your sustaining membership right now.
Want to see even more Arkansas stories? Subscribe to Arkansas PBS on YouTube for original productions, extras from your favorite local programs, behind-the-scenes videos, and our exclusive coverage of high school sports. All available on demand and all Arkansas made. Don't miss out on more great Arkansas stories. Subscribe now.
Back for the start of the second quarter in the 5A championship game. Lakeside's got a lead. Let's go down the sideline. Josh Bertaccini's got an update on the Robinson running back.
All right, fellas, obviously Deuce Williams, as good a player as there is in the state. You mentioned almost 2,000 yards, but right now out of the game because of a re-aggravation of that high ankle sprain. It's an injury that coming into the game they've been keeping an eye on all week, kept him out of the game last week. Looked like down low under the pile, it got wrenched after the play. So he's been trying to go through the motions, trying to get it going again. The trainers are talking to him about his ability to cut. They want to make sure he can defend himself while he's out there on the field, but it sure sounds like he's going to do everything he can to get back in the state championship game for his team.
Thank you, Josh. Pre-snap penalty against Lakeside, going to back him up 5. So the first time the Rams have been behind the chains, it's going to be 2nd and 13.
You know, Coach Updergrove talked about that for his running back. He said he didn't play last week because of injury. And if they had lost, he said, I would have felt terrible as a coach not letting him play. There's no way they were going to keep him off the field today, and you could tell he's doing everything he can to get back out there.
Walcott looking for his receiver on the inside. It's got Jonathan Prather up across the 25, call to 27-yard line, so that they get the penalty yardage back and then some. Third and manageable upcoming for the Rams.
That was nice recovery by Damon Sally to get it, because Prather had a little bit of daylight. If he'd been able to squirt past Sally, good job to make sure that one didn't get worse after Prather got open.
Feel like this is a big play for the Robinson defense. 3rd and 5. And the Rams, a short run earlier on 3rd and long. 3rd and 5. Obviously, the handoff to Oman still in play. Straight pass for Walcott. Got his receiver on the far side. That's a first down. A.J. Burns just settles down on the defense, and his quarterback hits him right between the numbers.
Boy, that is an absolute great pass from Walcott. Had to have it. Timed it perfectly. How about the old line, too? Giving him time to throw that football, and he laid it on him right through that window, threading the needle nicely, Mr. Wally Walcott.
So big first down for the Lakeside offense. They're out across the 35 to the 37. Walcott's looked crisp to start things off. 5 of 8, 61 yards. Receiver to each side of the offense. Play action pass. Walcott's got all day to throw. Now the pressure gets there. Scrambles right. May have to tuck it and run. He does. Dups out of bounds. Picks up 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, Coach Rockwell wasn't too happy with that play, because I don't know if you could tell on the far side receiver was blocking. I think there was some miscommunication, whether it was a pass play or a run play. And if you saw, Walcott didn't have anybody to throw it to.
So 2nd and 9 after the 1-yard pickup. The offensive line has held up so far for Lakeside in the passing game. Same formation. That wingback's lined up right behind the left guard. And hand it off. Oman behind the counter play. Across the 40, shy the 45. But again, another big 3rd down coming up.
Boy, Oman is steady Eddie, isn't he? I mean, just gets you 3, 4, 5 on those big run plays, makes it manageable. His older brother, Grady Oman, they call him the Grady train, kind of paved the way. I think they both have similar styles, both really good running backs for Lakeside.
Again, 3rd and medium coming up for Lakeside. They have been successful on 3rd down. How about 4 or 5 already today?
Hey, that'll play.
Money down's what you call it. 2 in the backfield now with Walcott. Hand it off. Oman coming left side again. They got a hole and a first down across midfield all the way up to the 45-yard line of Robinson. The Senators wanted a hold. They don't get it, and the Rams convert another 3rd down.
Boy, you talk about money down. That's exactly right. You're going to win a lot of ball games, a lot of games in high situations when you run the ball like this and play on 3rd down. You know, Lakeside did this against Greenbrier. Hey, a 9-minute drive to close out that win. If you hold the ball for that long and convert a lot of 3rd downs, you're going to win a lot of games.
It's no secret what Lakeside's trying to do. They're trying to control the clock, but they're also going to run behind that left side of the offensive line. Of course, when you've got an SEC signee like Tucker Young going to play for the Hogs, it pays to run behind the big hog mollies up there.
Boy, he is a road hog road grader, isn't he?
Same play, counter play coming back this way. Tripped up, Ullman did. They're going to say the football came out, but he was down by contact. The official immediately pointed to the ground.
That's the right call.
Just a pickup of 1. And if Ullman isn't tripped up there, maybe he's still running another Robinson players down on the turf.
Here's Ullman kind of splitting through. Ball might have been coming up maybe just a little, but not enough to call anything. I mean, for the naked eye live, that ball looks like it bounces out off the turf. They may go look at it, though, but from real time, I thought the ball hit the ground, and the ground can't cause a fumble.
Again, it's automatically reviewed on any turnover or potential turnover, which that would be in qualifying. The Robinson player down on the field is going to give the replay booth plenty of time to look at it. What's your takeaway from this Robinson defense trying to slow down the Lakeside? 132 yards of offense already through just a quarter and 3 minutes.
You know, they've seen him a ton this year, and I think that's, I mean, we already played him once early in the season, played him twice last year. I think Lakeside's kind of done a really nice job of establishing the offensive line, blocking well. They figured that might be a big play. And they've done a nice job running the ball, and they've thrown the ball.
The ball looks to be moving, and they are going to officially review this. The ball may have been moving before Oman hits the turf. We saw a similar play earlier. This is a much better look at this as we slow it down. Right there, the ball's coming out. No elbow, no knee is down on the ground. JB, this may be a turnover.
Oh, boy. I said that earlier whenever it looked maybe it was coming out just a little bit. That angle there, when you slow it down, you may be right, my friend. That could be a big turnover.
Here's another look at a different angle. That ball's out. This should be Robinson there. Has to be clear and undisputable. And those are two really good angles at it. Kudos to our camera crew working out there in the elements, getting angles at it. But I got to believe, JB, what do you think? That's going to be a turnover.
I think you're absolutely right.
The second part of it, too, is also a clear and obvious recovery, which Robinson jumps on the football right there.
Exactly. But initially, immediately called it on the ground. So you have to have enough to overturn it. But I'm with you. I mean, you saw it kind of bouncing out live when that one shot. When you slow it down, the nose of the football coming right there. You can see it. Nose of the football's almost touching the turf, and he doesn't have a clear grasp on it.
Play is under review. Looks to be a fumble. But again, they're going to make sure they get it correct. They're going to go across every angle. And the Robinson fans and their crowd, they think they know what's coming up.
This is a big call at this juncture of the game.
Yep. Mark Hurst is the white hat today. He's going to confer with his crew. But the play was buzzed down. This looks to be a turnover. It is. Robinson football. That's why you have review. You want to make sure you get it right. And Oman just tripped up, wasn't touched by a defender, and lost control of the football on the way to the turf.
Boy, and that negates a really nice drive from Lakeside, too, but also a big run. Again, defense is bowing up big. Robinson's been kind of giving up some yardage, but they've had 2 turnovers now, and that's keeping them around.
They're moving the ball up and down the field, but couldn't capitalize. Deuce Williams back in the game for Robinson. They play fake it. Going deep. Got a man behind the defense. Can he catch it? Yes, he can. What a play by Hakeem Frampton all the way down inside the 20.
I like that. Both teams have done that now off of turnovers. Go for the big ball. They find Frampton, the junior, going to go play for Texas A&M and Coach Elko, and I think the Aggies are getting a good one.
He just ran away from the defender 38 yards on that catch and run. And 1st and 10, knocking on the door of the red zone. Williams, stretch play to the right, inside the 20. Trying to move the pile up to the 15, call it 5.
It's a good run on 1st down. Good to see Williams back after that big run play, or big pass play too. That opens up that run. Williams, a really nice hard run.
Deuce Williams gutting it out, of course, the son of longtime NFL defensive lineman Kevin Williams from the Vikings Ring of Honor. It's a player that may hear his name called in Canton at some point.
He better.
2nd and 5 now for Robinson, trying to take advantage of the turnover. Williams right up to play fake, excuse me. Pass is underthrown. Was it picked off? It was. Wow. Lakeside answers right back. Declan McKinney, excuse me, with the play. Recognized that he was beat. Pass was underthrown. What a play.
You talk about that play action. The pass underthrown trickery was well designed, but Simpson just didn't get enough on it. How about the recovery from McKinney to come back and get that pick?
Defenses are making plays on both sides. We step aside. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Tell me, have you ever truly been in love?
Once.
What happened?
You are an excellent detective. The world has changed. We need to change with it.
This is the place to meet the right people.
You must have hope. You cannot live without hope.
Coming soon to Arkansas PBS.
sports is so important to this state and the fabric of the state. And I appreciate Arkansas PBS doing all the state title games. And that makes it available for not just the fans in Central Arkansas, South Arkansas, but fans around the entire state. I can only think of the kids in small towns, and this is the biggest moment maybe in their sports careers, and they have that keepsake of having that game on TV to have with them the rest of their lives.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
What happened?
I'm investigating the murder of my friend.
I think I might be able to help. My name is Agatha Christie. I'm a writer.
This situation is getting out of control.
You should be more careful. I want you to help me solve a murder.
I'm a writer, not a detective.
It's a mystery, like one of your books.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
Both defenses have forced 2 turnovers already. Let's go down the sidelines. Josh, what's happening?
Well, obviously the injuries are starting to mount up for the Senators here. We talked about Deuce Williams a little while ago. Just saw him back in the game for his team in the last drive. Not back in the game was Dominio Patterson, the big-time number 74 offensive lineman who's committed to Tulsa. He fell hard on his shoulder. He got it looked at. He expects to get back in the game, but he did not have full mobility. Also, real quick, Ike Reese and Caleb Smith, a couple defensive players. Ike with a sprained finger and a bruised elbow for Reese. They got taped up. Everybody's getting back in the game right now, guys. Back to you.
Patterson getting worked on about 6 feet away from Josh on the sideline, looking at that right shoulder. He also plays a ton on defense as well. Oman, though, couldn't take advantage of his absence on the first down carry. Picks up about 1, 2nd and 9.
I think that's what you see, though, when you have players go down right next man up. And in Robinson's deep, so is Lakeside. In games like this, state championship, everything's on the line. You're going to have everybody stepping up and giving everything they got.
See how quickly Patterson can get back out there. It's 2nd and 9 after the interception, and what a play by Declan McKinney. They forced the turnover. Walcott, play action pass. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Makes a defender miss. It slides down about the 13-yard line. Fans wanted a late hit, but the late slide, and he's not going to get the benefit of the call.
Walcott, nice job moving out and then there. Slides down, but you're right. A little later slide. Definitely in a game like this, though, you got to be careful if you're Robinson.
Yeah, if this is the NFL or those soft guys, they may get the call. Those soft quarterbacks in the league.
Oh, man.
Not at the high school level. We're tough around here.
Yeah, the NFL, my goodness, you're getting calls for everything, aren't you?
That's right. A huge 3rd down, though, here. Robinson's defense can make a stand. You got to believe they'd get pretty good field position. But Robinson's been almost Lakeside's been unstoppable on 3rd down. How about 5 of 6? We're going to take a timeout as the Rams play clock was running down. Take a look at today's trivia question brought to you by the Arkansas Quiz Bowl. Who holds the Arkansas state record for most rushing touchdowns in a season? There's been some really good running backs. Take your pick. A guy named Darren McFadden played high school football this day. Peyton Hillis,
another
not a bad player as well.
Yep.
Plenty of big-time names. Michael Dyer from Little Rock Christian immediately comes to mind as well.
Auburn. Yep.
Think about it. Stew on it. Didn't know that we're going to test your knowledge today, but here we are. Dennis Gaines, the UCA signee from East Poinsett County, had 44 a couple seasons ago. We're not too far from where the governor works. Maybe governors may be a good hint for you here. Lakeside takes the timeout. Big 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 4. Ball's just at the 12. Twin receivers to each side for Walcott. And that's Parker Oman, flanked to his left. Peter Oman, excuse me. They're going to swing it this way. What a job defensively to read that, though. Kyron Grimes had that snuffed out perfectly and drops him in the backfield.
He beat his man, too, and that left him one-on-one with Drew Morgan. A great open field tackle there in the back to snuff that out, and a big third down stop.
That's a big one-on-one tackle as well. Rallying to the football was Jaden Todd. That play was doomed from the start, and Lakeside's going to have to punt from their own end zone.
Keep your eye on special teams. That's an area that Robinson really wants to dominate. They got 2 playmakers in the back looking to return.
Grimes and Frampton both have their heels in the 45. A left-footed punt coming towards the Robinson bench, and it's going to be outstanding field position for the Senators. You're trying to avoid the big run back, but instead you give up the football inside the 30, the 25-yard lines where Robinson's going to start this drive. And a 14, 15-yard net punt.
Yeah, that's not what you want. I mean, pressure was coming too on that block, trying to punt block. But boy, that's what Robinson wanted.
Short field. The Senators have turned the football over a couple times already. One on a strip sack, one on an interception. They've got a great chance to tie this contest up here, though.
At the very least, you got to get points here, right, on this drive if you're Robinson?
Feel like you have to just for confidence sake. Williams gets the handoff on the stretch play. Breaks a tackle in the backfield, but he's still dropped 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Lakeside is pinning the ears back, and they are squared in, focused on number 2.
Yeah, and their defense is just so good. That front line, the linebacker core, they're going to bring the box almost every time. Lots of pressure applied, and Williams just didn't have anywhere to go.
8 carries for Deuce, 4 yards.
That was Luke Robleski, the one that made the tackle. He's a good offensive, defensive guy for Lakeside.
Robinson has had some success in the passing game. Simpson's got 92 yards in the air. 2nd and 12. Simpson rolling to his right. The comeback route. Got his receiver to get a foot down. What a play. Frampton skies for the pass. Hits the left foot down. Near first down yardage.
Boy, I love that from Frampton. Great throw. Only where Frampton can get it. And I mean only where Frampton can get it. Goes up. Gets 1 foot down. That's textbook.
That is a big-time catch from Frampton. It is a first down for Robinson inside the 15 at the 14. Play fake. Simpson looking left side. That pass dropped. Defender got there right as the football did. Q Jackson with the PBU. They were looking for Warrior Benson. Could not connect. 2nd down upcoming.
That's a nice, pitch and catch opportunity there for Warrior Benson, but good job by Jackson to knock that out maybe at the last moment. Yeah, got his hand on it, pushed it away. That's a great defensive play.
Really good break on the football as Robinson's hit those 8-10-yard slants a handful of times already here in the contest.
And you got to time it too without hitting them too early.
So now you're seeing Lakeside's defense kind of jump those intermediate routes. Watch out for the double move. Simpson on 2nd down, looking deep, end zone, got a man, touchdown, Robinson! Almost an identical play, Hakeem Frampton hauls it in.
Yeah, you need a touchdown. Go to your Power 4 commit, Texas A&M, Hakeem Frampton, one-on-one. It's almost standing no chance. That's a good pitch and catch.
Got to give a little bit of a cushion in Frampton with that big frame, listed at 6'4", disguised for the football. And we're a PAT away from William Tate to tie in this football game. Snap and hold are good. Kicks blocked. Lakeside breaks through the line, and Jonathan Rainey with the block, and Lakeside maintains the lead after the block PAT.
Wow. Special teams, keep an eye on that. Remember, those things can pile up. Lakeside breaking through the big one, but how about this to Frampton, Hakeem Frampton. Man, his big hands too. Really nice job.
Here's another look at it. Perfect throw. Hits his receiver right in the hands. Only where his receiver can make the play. Frampton does a little ditty. Puts 6 on the board. It's a big special teams play. There's a lot of football time left, though, but circle that one as you're keeping score at home. 4:31 left. The blocked PAT by Rainey keeps Lakeside in front.
Yeah, depending on how the score ends up later, you might have to go for a 2-point conversion. Those things may come into play now.
Reese Simpson, 6 of 9 passing, 119 yards with the touchdown, and does have 1 interception. So Lakeside's going to get the football back Both these teams, though, have been bothered by turnovers. They both turned it over twice. Robinson just turned it into points. Lakeside fields it inside the 10. Out across the 20. They're going to be dropped at the 25. So decent starting position for Lakeside. But Robinson's crowd's starting to get into it after their offense put them in the end zone.
That's how you respond, though, too, right? Lakeside's done a nice job of responding. They've offensively done just about everything they want, but they've turned it over twice. Give credit to Robinson's defense. If you're Senators now, you want to get a stop. Like you did previously. You got a big stop to get the ball back. You need something similar, a 3-and-out against Lakeside.
A quick moving first half, and a lot of that is because of the clock-chewing offense from Lakeside. 4:24 left. Both teams have 2 timeouts. Ullman's in the backfield. Walcott, though, coming near side. Drew Morgan's got a catch. Got a man to beat on the near side. And up near field, midfield, it's a foot race. Morgan at the 30, finally pushed out of bounds by Grimes, but not before a huge play in the passing game.
I'll tell you right now, that was a perfectly placed ball by Wally Walcott. He led him on that out route. Morgan catches it in stride, beats his man as defender. Boy, once he slipped this tackle, that was Freeman who couldn't quite catch it. It was Kyron Grimes saving a touchdown. We've called Kyron Grimes' name a ton, but how about that one from Drew Morgan on the pass from Wally Walcott?
If my math is correct, and it's usually not, that's 50 yards on the catch and run from Drew Morgan. We'll have to see what it is officially. I've got a stoppage in play. The officials from the far side coming in. Communication issues with the officiating crew. Play clock's at 00. May need to reset that. I'm trying to reset the clock. Maybe 4:11. If I can read the hand signals. Or is he just trying to get some information in the old 411? Is that a thing still?
Beats me.
I'm so old.
Nah, you're not that old, Bobby. How about the response, though, from Lakeside, right? Yeah. One play, big yardage.
50 yards officially to Morgan. And the wide receiver did a lot of that damage himself. He's over 1,400 yards on the season. Snap. Going big ball up top. Walcott to throw to the end zone. Touchdown, Drew Morgan. What a throw.
Wow. So impressive. 1-on-1. He beats his man. That's where Walcott knew he's going immediately. Going big out route, throwing it up for Drew Morgan. 50-50 ball, and Morgan makes it 100% sure as he hauls in the TD.
Had him 1-on-1, and you're exactly right. He saw that matchup, and he says, I'm going to my go-to target. There is a flag after the play. Maybe unsportsmanlike conduct on Lakeside. The touchdown stands. They're going to force the 15-yard penalty on the try, which is huge. Of course, you think back, Robinson just had their point after blocked. And so now the extra point's going to come all the way from back to the 18. Hold's going to be put down at the 25, 35-yard PAT, and this is massive.
Sure is. I think Coach Rockwell earlier was asking about the celebration. He felt like Robinson had one a moment ago, maybe no call.
Well, Segura going to be your kicker. Again, 35-yard PAT. And now I'm backing up even more. Movement up front for the offensive line. And now it's going to be a really long PAT, make it 40.
Do you try to go 2-point conversion here?
We have a lot of 40-yard plays. Ball's going to be placed at the 23. This is a big play. Remember
sure
that.
Yep.
Again, you're keeping score at home, so circle it. 4:07 left. 40-yard PAT upcoming for Oseguera. And now Lakeside's going to burn a timeout. Garen Walkwell's not going to be happy. Loves the production. Obviously, the execution since the touchdown hasn't been there.
No, it hasn't. Let's take a look at Arkansas PBS student all-star. He's in the game today, and he's playing quite well. Wally Walcott, the senior from Lakeside. He wants to attend college. He's got an offer from Hendrix, and if he goes there, I'm going to tell you right now, Coach Buck Buchanan, who's got a great program going on in Conway, is going to get a good one in Wally Walcott.
He has certainly played well. 8 of 11 so far, 132 yards and the touchdown. Did have the pass deflected that turned into an interception in the end zone in the first quarter. This time out from Coach Rockwell is more so just to steady the nerves, steady the troops a little bit. Get a little excited. Sometimes you got to lead in the state title game. Check in with Josh Bertaccini after this PAT. See what's happening on the sidelines. Lakeside with a big response. Just 2 plays back-to-back to Morgan. 84 yards already receiving for number 84.
That was Coach Masters giving instruction to his quarterback, Wally Walcott.
They're going to go for it. Why not? Already have a 7-point lead. 5 receivers in the formation. Walcott all alone in the backfield. Morgan goes in motion. Walcott going to go tuck it, and he's swallowed under. Did not have enough time for his receivers to even get to the end zone, so the 2-point try, no good. Lakeside leads it 13-6. Let's go down to Josh.
Penalties pushed him back. Aaron Rockwell, head coach for the Rams, knows his team is in uncharted territory here, right? But he's trying to get them to play calm. Was just out there in the middle of the huddle on the field saying, guys, this is what we've played for all year. We've got the lead. Let's close this half strong. So looking at the clock, 4 minutes left. This is a huge defensive stand the Rams need to make right now. Back to you guys.
That was a great play on the football from Drew Morgan. Wins the battle one-on-one, gets a foot down. And the penalty comes out, though, so the PAT attempt, the 2-point conversion, no good, so it's 13-6. If you're Robinson here, the passing game's worked. You may try to go match to match, go through the air.
I agree. You've seen it. You talked about Drew Morgan, though, earlier. 50-50 ball. He's a baseball commit to OBU. They're getting a good athlete, no question. He might think about trying to play some football, too.
If he can track a ball like that in the air, that means he can play a little bit in the outfield as well.
No doubt.
You don't have to worry about big-bodied defenders messing with you on a fly ball, though. Lakeside tried a pooch kick the first time. Robinson called for a fair catch at the 30. And it looks like the Rams are going to do the same thing here. This one a little bit deeper. It'll land at about the 20, but skirts out of bounds. So Robinson's going to get really good field position if they choose to take the penalty. Of course, they have the option of making Lakeside re-kick it. Looks like they're just going to be content with taking the ball. 35. And that's where Robinson will start to drive.
So you need 65 yards if you're Robinson here. And I think this is all about, more than anything, making sure that if you don't go down and score, don't give Lakeside enough time here in this half. Because you're going to get the football to start the second half if you're Robinson. You need to get some offensive production here on this drive.
That's right. Good point. Robinson gets the football to start the second half as Lakeside received the opening kickoff. Play action pass, quick hitch routes, just too far in front of the intended target, Warrior Benson. Going to be second down.
And I like the idea of trying to string it out to the air because the run game's not really gotten going much. And that's what Coach Updergrove wanted to do. He said, we got too many athletes, Frampton, Warrior Benson, but you got to get it to him. Simpson looked really, really sharp early, but here of late, some of his passes have just been a little bit off target.
Warrior Benson at his 3rd different high school in as many seasons. Just couldn't haul that one in. Again, to the air, Simpson, a little pressure in his face. Gets a block. Now Simpson sets up, got a receiver across the middle. That's Deuce Williams. Williams has got it across midfield to the 30. Going to be a foot race. Deuce Williams to the 10, and that's where he's finally chopped down, but not before 55 yards, and a huge play for Robinson.
Q Jackson saves a touchdown, but wow, extending the play with Simpson. The pocket collapsed. He kept it alive, kept buying time, and he finds Deuce Williams, the playmaker, making plays. 1st and goal for Robinson.
It's not going to show up anywhere on the stat sheet, but Fisher Taylor, the offensive lineman, number 70, peels back and seals off the rush and allows the quarterback time. Wildcat formation for Robinson. Straight ahead, not much doing. That was a direct snap to Tank Reese. He's committed to Stephen F. Austin, but there's the block, and the throw placed perfectly. The running back catches that in stride, and even with the bum ankle, shows off the speed.
I mean, you had to have a play like that. That looked like it was going nowhere. Negative yardage, maybe an incompletion, interception, something. It turns into a big-time yardage on a great pitch and catch. Simpson staying, keeping with the play, and makes a nice job.
Reese stays in the backfield. He flanks Simpson to the right. Simpson looking near side. Defender almost fell down. Couldn't get there. Warrior Benson. Touchdown Robinson.
That's all it takes. One little play out route into the flat. And you're right, defender was falling down, but they get the touchdown pass right on the outside edge. Josiah Warrior Benson now, his first touchdown of the game. Both Frampton and Warrior Benson, the two receivers, putting 6 on the board.
Another impressive throw from Reese Simpson. His numbers are starting to climb up, inching towards 200 yards here in the first half. Another PAT. That one was almost blocked, but it does get through the uprights, and we are tied at 13. These two offenses might have been going through the feeling out process for a quarter and a half. They said enough of that. Let's bring out the big plays.
Chunk yardage, hey, you'll take it. You're going to have those in big games like this. Boy, it's also those plays, though, down the stretch when you got to look at Simpson. You know, he looked like he was going to get sacked, kept alive. If you can extend plays when it looks like you got nothing, those big chunk yard plays like that will pay off every time.
5 different players already, 3 for Lakeside, 2 for Robinson, all have a catch of 25 yards or longer. Passing game is showing up. 132 for Walcott, 162 as a team for Lakeside, 184 now for Reese Simpson through the air, and 2 scores here in the second quarter.
And I think you see the defenses say, hey, we're going to make sure the running game doesn't beat us.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that. They're not wavering from that. It's leaving the receivers with all kinds of daylight.
We're all tied at 13. Final 3 minutes of the second quarter. It's the 5A state championship game. He's JB Brazil. I'm Bobby Swafford. Go ahead and lock in. This is going to be an outstanding afternoon here in the capital city. Deep kickoff right down the middle of the field. Fielded at the 10. Lakeside trying to get something going on special teams. Got some running room. Across the 30. Makes a defender miss across the 40. And Lakeside all the way out to the 44 on the big return.
How about that run from Q Jackson? Went to the outside edge, had a lot of daylight. He was one big block away from taking that for a house call. A nice job for Robinson to cover that and limit that, because that one could have been big-time yardage for Lakeside deep in Robinson territory.
Set up the wall on the visiting sideline, which is the Lakeside side of the football field. Sealed off a couple defenders, and now Lakeside has the chance to make another drive here in the final 3 minutes. What we've seen the last 2 drives, though, you only need about 10 seconds to get up and down the field.
I'm about to say, you think 2 minutes and 44 seconds is enough time for Lakeside?
Well, it's enough time for both these teams to score twice. Ullman's in the backfield. Morgan, the orbit motion behind. They fake it to him, coming screen pass on the near side, picked off. What a play defensively by Robinson. Read perfectly by Caleb Smith. He saw the screen getting set up, and the defensive end drops back and makes the play.
That's the IQ of your D-line. Heck of a job to sit back and read that play. It looks like if he's not there, all kinds of daylight. Now runs back and picks it off. Caleb Smith, a senior, playing like a senior.
Ullman saves the touchdown, but if Smith is not there to make the interception, that's another huge play in the passing game. But instead, it's the 3rd turnover forced by the Robinson defense.
And, you know, we talked about that before the game, too. Coach Masters for Lakeside said, we've got to limit turnovers. 3 so far. That's not what the doctor ordered.
Just read that one perfectly. It's a lot easier for us up here in the press box to see that play unfold, but to do it on the field, put a star by Caleb Smith in that play.
I'll give him 3 stars.
That's because you don't have 5? Best play you're going to see.
Yeah, I'll give him 5. Okay.
Simpson looking to play, going deep, got a receiver in the corner of the end zone. Robinson back in the end zone. Frampton on the corner route, and a perfect throw from Simpson.
That is the 3rd time today we have seen, after a turnover, going big ball and it paying off. Frampton with his 2nd TD of the game. Simpson with a seed. And Robinson, their first lead of the day.
All started with perfect protection up front, had plenty of time to throw, and it's about as open as you're going to get. A perfectly thrown ball to the quarter of the end zone, and Frampton is in the end zone. 2 touchdowns already through the air for Hakeem Frampton. PAT up through the uprights and good. And Robinson, just like that, in front for the first time.
Wow, I mean, just so explosive, and we've seen that from both teams, the explosiveness of explosive plays after turnovers. But man, we've seen so many different guys on both teams, different numbers, jerseys, that are making all kinds of plays.
Big time plays. Speaking of big time players, let's take a look at the answer to today's trivia question. We asked you who holds the Arkansas state record for the most rushing touchdowns in a season. Actually happened this year. This is a name you need to remember. Nikhil Lewis from Hamburg, the first player in state history to have more than 50 rushing touchdowns. 53, and I mentioned the word governor is important. He signed to play at Austin Peay, who are the governors in the old United Athletic Conference, FCS level.
It's a good program there in Clarksville, Tennessee, Austin Peay. Boy, to have 53 touchdowns, you know, he did that, what, in a shortened season? I mean, that's right. He didn't play as many games as a lot of teams did.
You know, only played 12 games this year, didn't play in many second halves. Hamburg had their run end by Dardanelle, who's going to be playing for a championship next weekend.
Boy, how about that Sand Lizard team knocking off Hamburg like that? They're looking good.
They are. They've been undefeated all season long. It's actually a rematch from week 1 of the football season this year, where they beat Elkins 14-10.
In a shootout.
Elkins in the finals for the second straight year as well.
That's good defenses for both teams.
So Lakeside going to have to try to fix the turnovers. Kickoff fielded again inside the 10. That's Drew Morgan. Coverage much better for Robinson on that try. And dropped at the 23 was Morgan, and that's where this Lakeside drive will start.
If there's any silver lining if you're Lakeside, the fact is you've got 3 turnovers and that punt that was out of bounds, so you give Robinson a lot of plus position and you're only down a touchdown. I think you'll take that. You just got to limit your turnovers and you're fine because you've been able to move the ball down the field with relative ease.
211 yards of offense in this first half for Lakeside, 187 for Robinson. Get this, though. Robinson has 213 yards passing, negative 26 rushing. Obviously, quarterback sacks factor into that. So does Lakeside have a response? They're going to Oman. Again, behind that left side. Some running room right up the middle, 6 yards. More importantly, that clock run, settle the offense and the nerves.
The way he shifts through those holes, bounces back off of each block, kind of knifes his way through. That's what makes Oman so good. 5 yards again on first down, you'll take it.
Second down for Lakeside. Going to be 2 minutes left or maybe less when they snap the football. Oman again to the left side on the counter play. Not a whole lot doing as Oman met right in the middle in the hole. Tank Reese, the linebacker.
Reese having a really good game on both sides of the ball, but defensively for sure. And if you're Lakeside third and short, this is a big third down play because if you don't get it, you really can't gamble and go for it, I wouldn't think.
Speaking of gambling, I don't know if it would be much of a wager to say that they're going to run behind the left side of the offensive line with Oman. Counterplay this direction. That one snuffed out by Robinson. Is going to depend on the spot.
Ooh, that's close.
Second effort in the final push may have gotten the first down. They're going to give it to him, but Robinson knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. Still couldn't stop it.
Couldn't stop it. That's what you're getting. Arkansas and Tucker Young, the ability to block the big fellas with everyone loaded up on that side too. And then how about Oman? Churning, getting just enough to move the chains.
1:10 and counting here left in the first. Play fake. Walcott is trying to double move on the far side, now rolls here and throws it away. Warrior Benson makes a nice catch on the sideline, but he's not playing right now.
And you don't want him on the field. There'd be too many men on the field.
That's right. So Walcott just throws it away with 1:04 left here in the first half, excuse me. Lakeside has 1 timeout remaining. Robinson with 2.
I think you've seen Robinson adjust a little bit now with the lead. They're content to give the pass plays a little bit, right? They're focusing to make sure the run doesn't happen.
So 2nd and 10, 64 seconds left. Play fake. Walcott again looking right side. The comeback route's got his receiver. 10 yards, call it 12, and steps out of bounds as Burns, I believe, makes the play. Another late flag comes in. A little extracurriculars coming up.
Boy, that's not what you want if you're Robinson. Hey, just get him out of bounds. You got beat. But to see right here, just a little extra. And the shove right there, that's what's going to get Kalen Norwood. Hey, he's a freshman playing up, 9th grader. That's so impressive. But, man, you got to make sure you don't do that extra push.
They always catch the second guilty party. So the unsportsmanlike conduct's 15 free yards. And now Lakeside, with 58 seconds left, is inside the Robinson 40.
Boy, an offense that doesn't need much help at all, do they?
144 yards now through the air, 84 yards receiving for Morgan, 55 for Burns. Of course, he caught the trick play, 30-yard touchdown. Spread formation, 2 receivers to each side for Walcott. Now they send Morgan in motion. And they'll roll to the left. Pressure coming from the backside. Walcott's going to tuck it and gets buried under. The pressure was hounding him, and it finally goes down. Fisher Taylor give him a sack.
That's great pursuit from that Robinson front line. I mean, that pocket collapsed. It was intentionally designed for him to come left anyway, but boy, they closed out quickly. And because he didn't get rid of the football, Coach Rock's going to have to use that timeout.
Yeah, last time out for Lakeside, that's probably a play you'd like to see him throw it into the front row here at War Memorial Stadium. Save the timeout and also save the yardage.
And it makes you wonder, because he's outside of the box, right? So he can throw it away without an intentional grounding. If earlier, when he threw that pick and that ball was tipped, if he wanted to make sure, I can't afford that ball to get tipped, and so he decided last minute to just tuck it and go down. You're right, though. You wanted to get rid of that football. I'm sure Coach Rock is saying the same thing.
It's going to be 2nd and 15 after the timeout. Josh Bertaccini is going to have one of the coaches. After this, he may get Coach Tyler Updegrove. Robinson has the lead here in the final minute. It's coming up before the half. Also coming up at halftime, we'll take a look at one of the great pranks of all time.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to bring something up here real quick. Number 10 for Lakeside, Luke Robleski. His father passed away a year and a half ago. He was number 75, was Donnie Robleski. Not that one. That's the wrong picture. That's me. I don't want. No one wants to see me. We'll show it here in a second, but he is all-in-one, all-in foundation is what it's called to honor him, and is number 75. And anyway, you know, for Lakeside, they want to win it for him certainly, and for everything that he's done for the program.
2nd and 15 now for Lakeside. After the quarterback sack, empty backfield. Walcott facing some pressure, going deep to the right side, and does throw that one away. So Walcott throws one into the bench. And now 3rd and long upcoming with 40 seconds remaining.
Boy, he had a receiver wide open. Defender slept down, and Blake Vincent looked like was open on that far end. He just couldn't find him, could Walcott.
It's good to see big 74 back in the contest a little bit ago. Domino Patterson for Robinson. He checks out, though, for this 3rd and long. Those pass rushers are going to be pinning their ears back. Looking after Walcott. 2 receivers again to each side of the formation as they get set. 7 on the play clock now. Lou get it off in time. Walcott's got plenty of time. Steps up in the pocket. Now he's buried underneath. Robinson's Lennox Campos makes the play and another quarterback sack.
Wow. Lennox Campos, he's undersized, right, for a defensive lineman, but he whips the offensive line and he blows up the play. Walcott had Morgan streaking down the sideline. He just didn't have enough time to get it to him. He was trying to right there, but Campos closing in for the big-time sack.
A little surprised that Robinson didn't choose to take a timeout, maybe get the football back as it's 4th and a mile, but Tyler Updegrove and company going to be content with taking a 20-13 lead into the half. Robinson led it 13-6, but back-to-back big plays in the passing game for Robinson has the Senators in front.
Yeah, I mean, really big time. It's the plays for Robinson, the big plays, big chunk plays, the turnovers that have really given them the surgence of a lead. And Lakeside started great. Their offenses looked good, but they've turned it over a few many times. We've got a good one brewing, though. 20-13 at the half. My goodness.
Let's go down to the sideline. Josh Bertaccini has got Tyler Updegrove.
Coach, what a half. Obviously, they threw some haymakers early. Y'all took it, and now you're delivering blows back. What do you think?
Proud of our kids for weather in the storm. Pretty. Turned it over a couple too many times, but just really proud of the way that they fought and got us back in it.
What do you think about that? The turnovers, I mean, that's probably not the game that was anticipated going in. Both sides probably trying to clean that up a little bit.
100%. When you got two great football teams going at it, though, you know they're going to make plays.
How about a second half adjustment to make? One coach will let you go.
We got to play a little better in the secondary. We're a little too handsy, and we fell down a couple times there and got lucky.
Thank you. Best of luck to you, Coach.
Thank you, Josh. That's Tyler Updegrove. His Robinson Senators lead it 20-13. Be sure to stick around. Great stories coming up at halftime right here from War Memorial Stadium. Stick and stay. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This broadcast is underwritten, in part by...
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas PBS Sports. Better connected together. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas.
Hey everybody, David Basil here. It's halftime at War Memorial, and that means we are back here at Arkansas PBS Studios to share with you a little bit of what we've been working on. In a few minutes, Christina Munoz will introduce you to some All-Stars, both on the field and in the classroom. And we're going to introduce you to a high school football team that is literally beyond belief. But first, deep in the heart of South Arkansas, the town of Warren has been cultivating a culture of elite wide receivers. Here's their story.
Warren is a small town. It's known for its tomatoes and wide receivers.
Sawmill town, good salt-of-the-earth people.
Grew up with 4,000 people. I graduated with only 99. People love you there. The people love football there.
And on Friday night, it's packed. You're like, there's no way that many people's coming to a high school football game in this small community, and they do. They turn out.
You got a big community that's on, like, they on your side, and I just want to win. That's all I want to do, is win.
Warren had always been a football town, but Coach Embry has taken it to the next levels.
Started in 2000, so this makes my 26 years as a head football coach.
Bo coming in, taking the job over as a young coach, and just switching from a power out to more of a spread offense.
Shotgun with one back and then 4 receivers, and then translated into no backs, people running 5 wide, and nobody else was doing it. I mean, honestly, we were the only team in our conference doing it.
I don't think a lot of people really believed in it early, but as you see with the, the back-to-back state championships, the system started to work, and kids started to get recruited.
It started with Brett Smith and Roshan Fellows and Terrence Hampton in 2001, and it kind of grew.
College coaches all over the country can tell you Warren, Arkansas is one of those places we're going to look at.
The thing that kind of prepares you coming from Warren is Bo teaches you football.
Our guys start in the 7th grade, and we learn how to catch a football, why to catch a football, where to catch a football, because a lot of little things go into running great routes and to getting open, not just being fast or athletic.
He taught me everything I know. He helped me become like a better player on the field, off the field, building my IQ.
Our kids play both sides of football. In the higher classifications, they only play on one side. When they get to college, if it don't work out, then they're pretty much in trouble. Whereas our guys, they played everywhere. Like, you look at Traylon Burks. He was our, 4th NFL pick since I've been here, which is crazy. But our first-round draft choice, he played linebacker, he played safety, he punted, he returned punts, he returned kicks, he played quarterback, he played wideout. Antonio Jordan, same thing. Jarris Wright. You go back and you look at the list, Demontre McKnight, A.J. Avery, Ricardo Kemp, Chris Gragg, Greg Childs, Darvion Brown, and Jalen Marshall, who played at Arkansas State. So you're not getting a wide receiver. You're getting a football player.
Growing up, I seen a lot of guys like Antonio Jordan, Traylon Burks, just keep pushing themselves and,
it just makes me want to strive for more.
You know, when Brett and Roshan and they were at Tennessee, they would come back in the summer, work out with our guys. When you had Jairus and Greg and Chris, they would come back, work out with our guys.
I remind them that I sat in the same chairs in the same elementary schools that they did, the same junior highs, the same high school, the same locker rooms. Man, like I literally helped build those locker rooms. We had to sand the walls and stuff when we first got that indoors.
Knowing that you got those people that done came through here, knowing you coming through the same organization, feels good, feel like you on the right road.
You know, it's tough to make it out of South Arkansas. I'm good at football. That's what I'm good at. That's what I know how to do. This is my ticket to get out of war. And that's one thing that I use. And it means more to us down there. It just means more.
Football has been the ticket to a much better life for a lot of kids in those football towns of rural Arkansas.
Warren is going to continue to produce great talent, and I truly believe that the sky's the limit for that football program down there.
Being a wide receiver coming out of Warren, you know, it's a lot of hype about it, and I love just playing under the pressure.
They live for football. It's just part of the culture. It's who they are. It's what they do.
I mean, we had a dessert auction now where people made desserts, and we raised over $12,000. And people were buying pecan pies for $500. And it wasn't because of the pecan pie, it was because they want to support the Warren Lumberjacks.
Man, every Friday, the town shuts down just to come watch, you know, Lumberjack football.
Shoot, you would think this town is pretty big. Everybody comes out to show out support.
Part of the very culture, not just the sport, but part of the fabric that holds that whole town together.
Football puts Warren on the map, and to see all the fans, you know, filling up the bleachers and standing around the fence and things like that, because we helped make football important to that town, it's kind of a feeling you really can't replace.
From tomato crops to first-round draft picks, Warren keeps proving that small towns can raise big dreams. Now let's kick it over to Christina for a look at the 2025 Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars. Christina?
Thanks, Baz. Every year we scour the state to find athletes who not only excel on the field, but more importantly in the classroom. Here is your 2025 Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars. We kick it off with the 8-man Arkansas PBS Student All-Star that is Cash Martin, a linebacker and running back for the Cedar Ridge Timberwolves. Cash has a 4.0 GPA and plans to go to college and get an engineering degree. Next up in the 2A classification, we have Peyton Willoughby, a senior with the Indians of Mark Tree. Peyton has a 4.11 GPA and is planning on attending college for the Air Force ROTC. Moving on to the 3A classification, here is Micah Gamble with the Fordyce Redbugs. With a 3.7 GPA, Micah wants to play football at the collegiate level and major in criminal justice. Braden Simpson with the Southside Charter Southerners is our 4A Arkansas PBS Student All-Star. Braden has a 4.0 GPA and plans to attend Harding University to play football and major in civil engineering. The 5A classification is well represented by Wally Wolcott, the quarterback for the Lakeside Rams. Wally has a 3.5 GPA and wants to play football at the collegiate level and become a coach. The Benton Panthers' Garrett Pilkington is the Arkansas PBS Student All-Star from the 6A classification. Garrett has a 4.06 GPA and is planning on attending UALR and going to pharmacy school. And finally, our 7A Student All-Star is Trey Thompson, the quarterback for the Bentonville West Wolverines. Trey has a 4.0 GPA and wants to major in marketing in college. Congratulations to all and way to go. You know, we may see some of these faces again in April here on Arkansas PBS for Quiz Bowl. Now, if you haven't seen Quiz Bowl, you'll want to make a note to watch this year. Some of the smartest high school students in the state meet up right here in this studio and square off, not only for bragging rights, but for some pretty big checks, too. And it is all live right here on Arkansas PBS. Now, let's throw it back to Baz for a look at a little bit of trickery in Arkansas football history. Baz?
Thanks, Christina. What do you get when you mix two merry jokesters and a fake football team? One of the greatest pranks in Arkansas history. Check out the story of the Village Academy Beavers.
The very first game was September 7th. Actually, that was the date that the article was published, so it would have been September 6th. We played Rayville, Louisiana, and Jess Norman gained 94 yards on 11 carries.
Jess Norman is one of the star athletes of all time here in Arkansas. He was an outstanding running back, quarterback, whatever, any position for the Village Academy Beavers back in the mid-'80s.
He was indescribable. His capabilities were limitless.
A lot of muscular definition, could jump, run.
He was fast, he was very intelligent.
I mean, he could outsmart the defense. Wherever Village Academy appeared, Jess Norman was going to be there.
Just so happened he didn't exist.
That's true, he did not exist. It was all made up. Bob Sybils is band director. I was the girls' basketball coach at Jessieville High School.
Gary and I called the scores in for Jessieville every Friday night.
And we were talking about the fact that when we would call in the scores, Arkansas Democrat and Gazette, at that time we're having a newspaper war.
They were trying to get every score in the state within an hour.
I mean, we'd call in a score and we'd say Jessieville, and they'd say, "Who are y'all, Jacksonville?" And we'd say, "No, we're Jessieville."
And you're the Eagles. No, we played the Eagles, we're the Lions. And Gary got so frustrated that they could not keep straight where we were, who we were. He said, "I don't even know if they know if our school exists or not."
And the conversation began that we could probably just call in a make-believe score because the people taking the scores really had no idea about some of the small schools in the state.
That hit a ding with me, and I said, well, let's test it out.
Bob Sybils made that first call. He went across the street from Jessieville School, went to First Baptist Church to the pastor's office to make the first hoax call here.
I got the Village Academy football scores, and the guy that I got knew a little enough to say, "Village has a football team?"
Wait a minute, he says, "I've never heard of y'all before." He says, "Is this your first year for football?" And Bob said, "Yes, this is." And he says,
"Who's your best player?" And I said, "Jess Norman." We thought of that.
Our principal at Jessieville High School, his name was Norman Jesperson.
It'll be a kind of a play on words on his name, but nobody will know who that is.
So we turned his name around and called it Jess Norman.
And he said, "What's your mascot?"
Well, we hadn't even talked about a mascot. So Bob quickly came up with Beavers.
But he asked me so many questions that I knew it was going to be in there. The next morning, there it was.
And I don't know if we would have ever gotten going. I don't know if I would have ever made a call. But when he made the first call and it got started, hey, it was on. As we progressed with this and started calling in scores each week, I would make some calls, Bob would make some calls.
Had them play out-of-state schools. We were smart enough to realize we couldn't play other schools here in Arkansas. There'd be 2 scores in there.
We knew that we could not win every game, okay? We did not want to create too much attention to ourselves.
We weren't going to let Jess Norman run for 400 yards. Anything that would attract attention where they were going to say, "Wait a minute, that doesn't seem possible," and start looking. So those were just general guidelines on what we had to do to keep from being caught.
Coaches and band directors and friends around the state that couldn't wait to get a paper on Saturday morning to see how Village Academy did the night before.
Once they caught on, hey, this is real, we got a lot of people saying, "I just want to kick a field goal or an extra point."
We had a lot of fans that were getting into this. We had bumper stickers printed. One of the faculty members wrote a fight song. We had an album motto. We were really getting into this big time. A lot of Village Academy fans. Village Academy Nation was big.
The elementary school principal was the only one at Jessieville that didn't think it was funny. And he said, "Y'all need to stop that. If something bad were to come of it, I can't stand up for you." And we said, "We totally understand that." And we kept doing it.
We thought, okay, we'll call it, get it in there one time, and that'll be it, and we'll laugh about it, and they'll figure it out. And they won't put it back in there. Well, they didn't ever figure it out. We kept doing it for 4 years.
And there's the article of when we were actually caught by a reporter named Robert Yates.
One of our administrators sent in a note to the Arkansas Gazette and said,
You have a group of people in the state calling in fictitious football scores. He misspelled fictitious, by the way. He said they call their school Village Academy. There's no such school by that name. So Robert Yates took that letter and started investigating. He eventually figured out, no, this is not real.
We had a great program for 4 years until we got shut down.
I said, you fill it, the Village Academy coach said hi. He said, are you the one? I said, man, I've been wanting to try out for that team.
Once we got caught and we said, okay, we've been exposed, we'll have a celebration banquet at Rod's Pizza Cellar in Hot Springs.
And we had well over 100 people for us to tell the story of the Village Academy Beavers, talking about a make-believe football team that did not exist. Village Academy or Just Norman will appear, just pop up places you never expect. I mean, you know, just out of the wild blue.
I am amazed that it still pops up every once in a while. You know, this many years later, that was 1985 that we started it and quit in 88.
I think the fact that it went so long for 4 years had a lot to do. You know, if it was only a couple of times, nobody'd be saying anything about it.
So I think that's what keeps it going, is just how much fun it was back then and how many people enjoyed following it and being a part of it.
I don't know if it'll ever die. It'll go on forever.
From a joke to a statewide following, Jess Norman and the Village Academy Beavers continue to spring up across Arkansas, breathing new life into the prank more than 40 years later. Now, Christina, it's about that time.
Yes, it is. Let's get you back to War Memorial Stadium for the second half of the High School State Football Championship.
Right here on Arkansas PBS.
This broadcast is underwritten in part by...
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas PBS Sports. Better connected together. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas.
One fly for the Wild Wing. Count it.
There's a dunk inside as the icing on the cake for Ladarius.
Here's a big play by Roberts. He'll go down the left side. One man to beat. He'll walk in the end zone for a touchdown. Right ahead. Here's a running lane at the 5. He'll walk in, touchdown.
There we go, Johnny Diaz.
5A baseball championship. Hard hit once again down the left field line. Double and score 4-0 Valleyfield.
The wall. It's gone. 3-run homer.
You have to. This is the time to dig in and get the job done.
Kenzie Freeman with the big swing from the right side. She puts down another kill. And all that hard work finally paid off. Myers, she tries to go cross court. Nobody home, right in the middle.
Don't go anywhere because we've got a lot in store for you.
Here's the Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars Class of 2024.
The unified team is Special Olympic partners and peer partners. Friends, it's just incredible to watch how they have been impacted by this experience.
Hugo Bezdek's biggest contribution was the adoption of the Razorbacks and a whole sense of pride for this state and for this university.
What a game it was.
It's an exclamation point for an all-time Arkansas team.
UAMS is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. UAMS Health provides orthopedic and sports medicine care across Arkansas, supporting athletes and teams throughout the state. Find out more at UAMShealth.com. Winrock Automotive supports Arkansas athletes as a sponsor of the Arkansas PBS Sports broadcast of the High School State Championship games, with 7 dealerships across the state serving Little Rock, Conway, and Jonesboro. Winrock Automotive is community-focused and provides vehicle sales and service across Arkansas. We're honored to be a part of these unforgettable moments celebrating Arkansas student athletes. Winrock Automotive, connecting communities through service and support.
Back inside War Memorial Stadium for the 5A state championship. Robinson fell behind early, but they lead Lakeside 20-13. Let's take a look at the first half stats. And really, defense and turnovers was the name of the game. These two teams moving the football through the air. One thing that jumps out to me, JB Brazil, a lack of rushing attack on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's been the emphasis. Both defenses have said, hey, we're not going to let the rushing attack beat us. That's certainly been the case. It's been the turnovers in the passing game that have seen a lot of the action early.
Time of possession at the bottom of the screen, of course, is always going to benefit Lakeside as they like to ground and pound. Omen's been held, though, in check for the most part. Deuce Williams held in check on the other side. But Robinson leads at 20-13. As we're getting set for the third quarter here in just a little bit. Josh Bertaccini is going to be down on the sideline, catch up with Coach Garen Rockwell momentarily. And we'll check in with him as soon as he gets the Lakeside coach. And where your takeaway here for the second half, GB?
You know, I think for Lakeside, you got to figure out a way to establish that run a little bit more. I know you're out your second running back, but Omen needs to establish some things. That O-line's good, right? So push and be able to find some things there. And then Robinson needs to keep doing what they're doing. They're forcing turnovers. And I would say maybe want to establish that run game with Deuce Williams if you can.
Some individual stats in that first half. I've really been impressed with the play of the two quarterbacks. Wally Walcott for Lakeside, 9 of 15 for 144 yards. A touchdown. Does have 2 interceptions, though. On the other side, Reese Simpson, 9 of 13, 213 yards, 3 scores. Also been picked off once. Receivers, though, playmakers on the outside. Hakeem Frampton, 5 catches, 118 yards, 2 scores. Drew Morgan for Lakeside, 4 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown. We've seen a little bit of everything. Seen some defense, seen some big plays on the offensive side.
No doubt. I mean, you look at Frampton, he's a dude, made some plays. Drew Morgan, as you mentioned, he's a dude, made some plays. That's what you got to have. Deuce Williams, Peter Omen, Wally Walcott, Reese Simpson, dudes out there that have to step up and keep making the big plays. In games like these, we've talked about turnovers are usually the difference. Well, it's also the teams that have the big plays, have more of them down the stretch. It's who's going to come up with those big, wide open field plays, and who makes the open field tackles and who doesn't.
Robinson trailed 13-6, but they scored the final 14 points in that first half, and they lead it now 20-13, and also going to receive the second half kickoff. And that's going to be really, really big. A surprise they didn't take a timeout right before the half. They had Lakeside backed up 4th and long, chose not to take one of their 2 remaining timeouts. I think content, especially with the way that first quarter and a half went, to go to the locker room with the lead.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was interesting because you had plenty of time maybe to try to do something. They elected not to, and whatever. But at the end of the day, I think if you're Lakeside, that's a gift, right? You're down 7, got to figure out a way to get a stop. And for Robinson, getting the football first, I think it's so emphatic because they're not, and Coach even said that second quarter team is not what Senators have been. Well, they scored a lot of their points in the second quarter. Lakeside's a really good second half team. I think it's going to be so important for Robinson on this opening possession to make something happen on the opening drive.
Second half kickoff upcoming as Robinson leads at 20-13. We are getting set to these two teams going to be out on the field. We got Josh on the field with Coach Rockwell.
See a battle in the first half. What's the adjustment for half number 2?
We just got a better first half. Keep punching, keep fighting. They threw some haymakers. We threw some. It's a state championship football game.
You got a special team. They fought back all year. I bet big things will happen in the second half.
Yeah, we're going to keep fighting no matter what. No matter how the game goes, I'm going to keep fighting.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Josh gets the coach right before kickoff. Like to see that. It is going to be Robinson football as we are ready to go.
I don't think Coach Rockwell has any more eligibility to return a kick there, does he?
No. Very courteous of him to take the mic right before kickoff.
Yeah.
So Lakeside, who's attempted a couple pooch kicks, not afraid to kick it deep to the playmakers for Robinson, look to do so again. This one sky high, fielded at the 27. No fair catch here, but great coverage for Lakeside. racing in and making the play is Chris Ford. He's going to play at UAPB at the next level, shows off some speed on the coverage team.
And when you pick a player on the defensive side for Lakeside, Coach Masters said, you've got to keep an eye on Chris Ford. That was special teams, but he's been all over the place defensively. He blew that play up because Frampton's a guy on kickoff returns. If you give him open space, he can make you pay. Ford made sure he did not have any open room.
The passing game was working in the first half, especially in the second quarter for Robinson. 213 yards through the air, minus 26 on the ground. Robinson's going to open up the second half in the Wildcat formation. Runs left side, not a whole lot doing there. That's Deuce Williams. Does move the pile forward, though. Picks up about 4. So turns something into, or nothing into something.
Yeah, I like that on first down, too. Go to the run game, kind of establish things a little bit. It's a really good first down run. Looked like there wasn't going to be much. Got a little bit. How does the passing game, change here in the second half? I think if your Senators keep it the same, because Lakeside's probably not going to change much defensively. They're going to keep bringing the box and make sure they don't let you run on you.
Also like that play call because you help loosen up that ankle a little bit for Deuce Williams. Obviously missed last week because of the ankle injury. Play action pass going deep. Got a man wide open. Hauled in on the far side, and that's Braylon Brown. He's sophomore, has got a ton of Division I offers. The stop and go torches the Lakeside defense.
Yeah, goes one-on-one with Jonathan Prather. Prather got tangled up, hits the deck, recovers nicely, because if he doesn't, boy, he might be running a long time. But how about it for the sophomore Braylon Brown? A big-time catch in the biggest game of his life.
He's going to be the next superstar for Robinson. He's already got offers to SMU, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, and others. Double move. We talked about it early, how maybe that slant route maybe opens up things for Robinson's passing game. Again, play action pass. Simpson going deep, got a man down the field. Just like that, Robinson's back in the end zone.
3 plays to be exact. That's the 3rd time today that Hakeem Frampton got a house call. He was wide open over the middle.
All eyes were in the backfield, and just that little play action pass. Simpson fakes the handoff to Deuce Williams, and Frampton doesn't need much space, and he blows right by the Rams secondary. And as you just mentioned, they get 1, 2, 3 times in the end zone for Hakeem Frampton.
I think Robinson's thrown the ball better today. That's what they wanted to do, and they have certainly relied on it.
Officially 39-yard touchdown catch for Frampton as the PAT is up and good. 282 yards through the air for Robinson on only 11 completions. They are going down the field. They're saying, Lakeside, if you want to go one-on-one with our playmakers, good luck.
That's right. And how about the statement on that opening drive against the Lakeside team who's only given up 14 total points in the second half during this postseason run? Make it now 7 points in the second half. And it took 3 plays to do it. They go big play to Frampton over the top, and he was wide open.
Now Lakeside's going to have to make some adjustments. Offensively, they moved the football in the first half, 221 yards. The Rams racked up against the Senator defense. Got to stop the turnovers. 3 turnovers in that first half, including 1 interception in the end zone, was the problem for the Rams. Got to clean that up if they want a chance to get back in this.
Yeah, no doubt. Red zone execution, limit the turnovers. That's going to be the name of the game for them.
Morgan and Q Jackson back deep for Lakeside. Kickoffs have been landing about the 7 to 9 yard line consistently for Robinson today. So they should have a chance to return this. This will know a little bit deeper. Fielded at the 4. Coming near side. Chopped down, though, just across the 20-yard line. Robinson's coverage team does the job. Now Lakeside's going to have to try to do theirs. Get back into this contest.
That was a nice job in coverage from Jake Whitten on the special teams to make sure Lakeside doesn't give good field position after an opening drive score for Robinson. And this is a big response for Lakeside. They've dug a hole down 2 scores. How do they respond?
Peter Oman, a 1,000-yard rusher. Drew Morgan, a 1,000-yard receiver. Got to believe the onus is going to fall on Walcott in the passing game, though. Robinson's done a pretty good job of slowing things down up front. Oman is in the backfield, flanked to the right of Walcott. They do give it to the running back. Finding a hole left side, running through some arm tackles out to the 30, called the 31-yard line. Pickup of 9 on first down.
That's a great run from Oma, but you got to thank that O-line going left side again. That's going to be the name of the game for Lakeside. They've got to continue to block well so they can establish the run, which may lead to some play action and allow that passing game to open up even more.
Second and 1 for Lakeside. Robinson starting to stack the box a little bit, especially on that left side of the offense. Robinson's pointing out movement on the offensive line, and they get the call. False start. And we've been very complimentary of the left tackle for Robinson all day, or excuse me, for Lakeside all day, Tucker Young. But I think we got to point out number 52, Jager Jansky. He's committed to play at a Ouachita Baptist. He's a body mover as well.
He's a real deal. I mean, to be able to do what he does to provide so much, allowing for the running game, he does a nice job of just picking up his blocks and staying with them.
Overload look. 3 offensive linemen to the left of the formation. Quick hitch on the far side. AJ's got it. He breaks the tackle out to the 45. Catch and run is a first down for Lakeside.
That's what happens when you get that running game going. It allows you to go to those little quick out routes or quick curl routes, and then you get your guys a chance for a YAC, yards after the catch. AJ Burns makes one man miss, and he was one arm tackle away from sending that one to the house.
You like the confidence of both of these defensive coordinators to go one-on-one with the outside, but these receivers are making plays.
That's right. I think they've said, hey, we're not going to let you beat us in the run game. We may give up the big play in the passing game, but we can live with that, and that's what we're seeing today.
A lot of beef again up front for Lakeside. Some extra bodies. Oman gets it left side. Runs through a couple more arm tackles. It looked like Robinson was there to stack it up at the line of scrimmage, but Oman, even as his big frames, finds a little bit of a crease and picks up 5.
Yeah, I think Peter Oman might be somewhat of a magician too, because there was no way I felt like he was getting through that, but he just kind of slips down and ends up with almost 5 yards. Looks like it is 5 on what looked like not to be nothing. It's 2nd down and 5 now.
They're a big fan of the counter play. You got the 3 guys in the overload offensive line already, and bring a couple extra beef eaters across the formation. So 2nd and 5 now. Inching towards the midfield stripe. Counter play coming near side, and that one's going nowhere. Robinson blows that up from the get-go. Caleb Smith, who made the interception on the screen pass, he says, I can do it in the run game too. Beats the block, makes a tackle for loss.
Yeah, nice job. 1 yard loss. Does a great job of developing and seeing that. Lakeside might have gone back to the well too many times on that play. Robinson knew what was coming. Now you're in interesting territory. Probably going to go for it if it's 4th and close, but you'd rather not even be 4th and close. Get the first down here, looking to go through the air more than likely.
Yeah, you feel like Lakeside needs to have a sustained drive to get some momentum going back their way and get that big crowd across the way back into this contest. Call it 3rd and 6. Quick pass to the far side. Burns is there. He's got a first down. A little sit-down route just beyond the sticks. He needed 6. He got 8.
Kalen Norwood's playing off the ball too, so you knew that was there. Norwood was making sure he doesn't get beat deep. And hey, if you're Lakeside, take what the defense is giving you. Keep going back to it if they're not going to respect it.
6th catch of the contest for A.J. Burns.
And hey, you got a 9th grader in Norwood over there too, so that's likely why they're trying to play him off the ball, make sure he doesn't get beat over the top.
Farmington tried to pick on the freshman as well, and he stepped up and had a big game against the Cardinals in the quarterfinals. Oman tries to go right up the middle, and he's going nowhere. Jackson Redmond, the linebacker, makes the play right at the line of scrimmage.
That's just a great job on that front line for Pulaski Robinson, or Joti Robinson, just really blowing things up, attacking that offensive line, who's had a really good job of getting a good push. But anytime you can force Lakeside in those longer passing downs, eventually you feel like it's going to pay off. You get a big stop.
So Lakeside's moved across to the Robinson side of the 50, but they're facing 2nd and 10. Robinson flipping their defensive backs. Morgan in motion to the near side. Rolling this way is Walcott. Got some time, trying to hit his man, but great coverage. No flag comes out. Jaden Todd there makes the play.
That's a great job without getting too much contact to make sure you don't get the pass interference. I mean, it's close, about as close as you can get. Watch him right here. Just steps over in front. Great job defensively, because that looks like to be a sure catch and a big yardage.
Todd did a nice job of not grabbing and turning the receiver with that offhand.
Yep.
A lot of times you'll see that called on Sundays, not here. Great defensive play, and the defensive back is rewarded with the PBU.
Now, referees have done a really nice job of letting them play today.
What it's all about. Let the guys wearing the helmets determine things. 3rd and long, though, for Lakeside. 3rd and 10 at the Robinson 46. Morgan again in motion. They roll right side. Now a flag comes out, and there might have been a delay of game. Flag came out in the defensive secondary. So it is a delay of game against Lakeside, so back them up 5. So 3rd and long turns into 3rd and longer.
That's the 5th penalty against Lakeside today, and they've started to pile up a little bit. More in crucial moments, right? That's tough. And now you're looking at 3rd and 15. Already was likely a passing down. Robinson just knows that, hey, we got to make sure you don't get 15 here. Give you 5, 6, or 7. We can live with that.
And watch the defensive ends for Robinson. Chance to pin the ears back. Caleb Smith. They've even got Warrior Benson to the near side. Looks like he's going to rush the passer. 3rd and 15. Pocket's good. Walcott's got a lot of space on the left side. He's tuck and run. Going to get about halfway there. It's going to be 4th and call it 6 after the quarterback scramble.
I think that's what you're going to live with if you're Robinson. Make it 4th and manageable. Likely Lakeside's going for it anyway. But that's a nice run from Walcott. Kind of saw the opening there. Get you 9. Now it gives you a manageable 4th down situation.
Looked like he might have had enough time to pick up a 1st down, but the closing speed of Robinson defense shut that down in a hurry.
Yeah, you're right. It looked like it, but they kind of had that spy on there, kind of that rover position over the top to make sure Walcott didn't slip away.
So 4th and officially 7 from the 43. 3 receivers to the near side, the bottom of your screen. Walcott's rolling this way. Blitz, throwback. Pass was underthrown, and the pressure affected that, and Robinson gets the turnover on downs.
It's the SFA signee, Tank Reese, that came in there and disrupted things. Made sure he didn't have enough time to develop on that screenplay. It was there, but Tank Reese forced Walcott to rush it and underthrow.
Robinson gets the football back for their offense. The Senators are red hot. They've got the football coming as we get back. You're watching the Centennial Bank Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For over 70 years, Farm Bureau Insurance has offered coverage for automobiles, homes, farms, and lives across Arkansas. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association. More at afbic.com.
Everyone's so happy you're home, darling.
Come inside.
It's just so exciting.
It's a real treat.
What an amazing family.
Let's get this show on the road!
That sounds like a party.
Marvelous.
Will I get presents?
Oh, I love this!
Join the ranks of corporate sponsors and business partners at Arkansas PBS. Your support will shine a light on your business with recognition on air and at major community events like Family Day. Plus, our viewers love the businesses that underwrite their favorite programs. Showcase your company while making a meaningful impact on lifelong learning. Partner with Arkansas PBS to build a brighter future for our state.
Sometimes college football signees stand out a little bit on the football field. Sometimes they jump off of your television screen. Hakeem Frampton, he's one of those that jumps off your television.
No doubt. Offensively, he's got 3 receiving touchdowns today. One big early, this one in the 2nd quarter, and then how about this one to begin here in this 3rd quarter over the top. He's racking up all kinds of receiving yards. 3 touchdowns. That leads the way for Robinson.
Wildcat formation for the Senators. Deuce Williams just picks up a couple yards, maybe 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Again, just kind of loosen that ankle up. But more importantly, Robinson has almost been unstoppable as they go through the air.
Yeah, they really have. And I think that's been something that they knew that the running game was going to establish with Reese and Williams. And so that was the game plan. Hey, they're probably going to try to stop that. Lakeside's in man-to-man. Let's try to make them pay through the air. And so far for Robinson, it's paid off.
So 2nd and 7 after the 3-yard pickup. Now Simpson comes back in at quarterback. Lakeside almost jumped into the neutral zone. The officials deemed they did not. Play clock winding down. It's at 7. Simpson looking out, one-on-one coverage on the far side. The comeback route, nice catch on the visiting sideline. Braylon Brown again, the sophomore, hauls one in.
Keep your eye on number 3 for Robinson. I'm not talking about just in this game. I'm talking about for his career. He's still got 2 more years left at the receiver spot. That's a dart from Simpson, no doubt about it. But Braylon Brown get 2 feet in. That'd have been a catch in the NFL.
It's a great job by the offensive line. A long time for that receiver to break open on the deep out. The front 5 did their job, gave Simpson plenty of time. Now back to the Wildcat.
I think that O-line's done a really nice job for Robinson here since the second and third quarter, no doubt.
Williams, play fake, keeps it right side, he's got a hole. Deuce Williams almost broke one, tripped up, but not before he picks up 10 yards and another Senator first down.
Boy, he got churning. Once he slipped through the line there, had 1 man to beat, got to that second level in a hurry. Cannon Martin, one of the captains on the defensive side for Lakeside, might have just saved the touchdown.
It's the first time they've shown the speed sweep and the motion off that Wildcat. Froze the linebacking core for Lakeside just long enough for the offensive line to get to the second level. And Robinson breaks off a run of 10, which is his longest carry of the day. 11 carries now, 21 yards for Deuce Williams. Again, right back to it. Williams. Not much happening here as he's shut down just a yard beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you can see the running game start to open up a little bit because Robinson's been able to torch him through the air, so now you got to respect that a little bit. Gives you some breathing room. Typically, teams like to establish the run first and then the passing game. Well, it's been the opposite today, but it's worked for Robinson.
I believe that's going to keep the safeties from creeping down into the box. That passing game is going to keep them back and should open things up for the run game. That's where the chess match comes into play. So Robinson's starting to be a little more methodical with the play calls as well. Bleed some clock. They've got a 14-point lead. Also on the move on this drive. The clock's down to 5. Play fake. Simpson. He's got plenty of time. Looking left, going deep. Receivers in the end zone. Did he catch it? No. Almost got a foot down, did Kyron Grimes, but could not haul it in. Really nice defensive effort from Q Jackson in the end zone.
No doubt. I mean, Jackson was there. You know, the pass coming, I don't think Jackson knew it was coming until it got there. Nearly hauling it in was Kyron Grimes, but he just could not keep that foot in and couldn't hang on to it. I like the idea from Simpson, though. Throw it in the back of the end zone. Make sure it's not going to get intercepted.
Yeah, great play by Jackson to force the receiver out, so even if he does haul that one in, did not come down inbounds. So 3rd and 9 for Robinson. Simpson rolls right, looking that way, tucks it and going to run. Slides at the 25. They're actually going to say he was at the 26-yard line. So it's going to be 4th down and call it 5 for the Senators.
Yeah, and if you're going to kick a field goal, that's a pretty long one, 43-yarder, so I think you're probably going to go for it.
A little bit of winds here at War Memorial Stadium that would be helping, according to the flags, in the north end of the end zone, but no thought of kicking this one as the Robinson offense stays on the field.
I mean, why not? You've been able to move the ball in this drive. Even if you don't get the first down, you're giving Lakeside almost like a punt, so might try to go big ball here over the top.
Frampton's the receiver to the top of your screen. Play fake. Simpson, tight ends wide open and the underthrowing. They snuck the tight end Jackson Redmond out. We saw that play a couple times in the 7A championship game last night. Bryant hit it twice. Robinson, though, could not connect, and it's a turnover on downs.
Boy, he was wide open over the top there. I mean, that's what you wanted to look. That was a great play design, play call. Just couldn't quite get it to him. And, hey, that's the pressure of Lakeside, though. Simpson had to get rid of it. Maybe just a little quicker than he wanted to.
Yeah, sometimes the wide open receiver is the hardest one to hit for a quarterback as well. You never want to overshoot your target. And that time to short arm the throw. And Lakeside catches a big break. Rams down 14, but they've got the football.
That's a big stop because if Robinson goes up 3 scores, you feel like, hey, with only, 15 minutes left, you may not have enough time.
They do now have new life. Does Lakeside. They've been able to muster their way through the postseason. They're going to have to hurry to get this snap off. Play clock's down to 2-1. Doesn't get out, and Lakeside's going to have to take a timeout with 3:33 left here in the 3rd.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted to do. You don't want to use one of your 3 timeouts in the second half because you can't get the play off. just broke the huddle maybe a little late, and then trying to get things set up. I think a little bit of miscommunication, and they just didn't get the snap off.
Josh Bertuccini's on the Hot Springs Lakeside sideline. Josh, what's the vibe of the fan base as they're down 14?
Yeah, fellas, I mean, obviously it wasn't looking good a couple of moments ago. As Robinson was looking for the knockout punch, you could start to see some slumped shoulders and some body language. But again, the coaching staff just, guys, we need to stop, and we're back in this game. And sure enough, on that 4th down play, a big stop, and there's another energy burst here now. Lakeside's got to make a move. Running out of time, guys.
Thank you, Josh. So Lakeside takes the timeout. Coming out of the turnover on downs. But it's not do or die time just yet for the Rams, but it feels like a critical moment in this contest. Walcott looking for the double move. Morgan double teams, high arcing throw, almost picked off. That ball hit Kyron Grimes right in the chest. Of course, the receiver and the defensive back right in front of him. Frampton might have blocked his view, but Grimes almost had an interception.
Yeah, he did. Morgan was trying to play defender there to make sure he couldn't, but I think Frampton, it was, in the area naturally, but Grimes was looking up. I think he was trying to say he couldn't quite see the ball because he made it, kind of hand in front of his helmet. After this, oh boy, he feels like he wants that one back.
So lucky break for Lakeside. Just a 2-receiver route on that one, and Robinson had that one double covered. So 2nd and 10 now for Lakeside. Ullman going left side. Picks up a couple after contact, so going to be 3rd and long for the Rams offense.
Yeah, the adjustments that Robinson's made here in the second half defensively has really caused Lakeside problems. They haven't been able to run the ball like they did in the first half, and that was a Jackson Redmond stop again. He's been so dynamic defensively for the Senators.
I've called Fisher Taylor's name a couple times as well, but he should deserves a lot of the credit as he's kind of stacking things up on that overloaded offensive line. Some trip receivers to the right of the formation. They officially call it 3rd and 8. Walcott got time. Pocket starting to break down. Quarterback scrambles. Crosses the line of scrimmage, it breaks the tackle, and he's got a 1st down. Helmet does come off, and they're going to say the football came out. Robinson thinks they forced a turnover. No official call from the officials just yet. Still waiting on a call either side. A helmet came off for Lakeside. The video just got replayed on the stadium monitor, and Robinson thinks they have the football, and the officiating crew is going to agree with them.
Wow, that's going to be a huge play for Robinson. They force a 4th turnover of the game. Difference maker, the Senators defense bowing up after what looked like a big 1st down run.
Walcott was going to the ground, but he was on top of his own teammate, Blake Vincent, as he's going to the ground. That football is definitely coming out before the knee hits the ground. It is going to be a turnover, no need for a review.
That's a backbreaker, too, if you're Lakeside. That's been the bugaboo today.
Whistle before this play. So they are going to take a look at it. Thought that one might be a little self-explanatory, but might as well be safe.
Got to see, though, check the knee. If they see the review, does the knee down? That's what they're going to look for.
A couple different angles at it. We're looking at it here. Of course, you got to remember the ruling on the field was a fumble. I believe the knee is going to hit on top of his teammate.
So, therefore, he would be
right there. So the right knee is on top of his teammate. You see the football in his right arm is already coming out. That call is going to stand. It's going to be a turnover. And 4 turnovers now against the Lakeside offense.
It's a nice run to the outside edge. But the defensive pursuit was better, and they kept him from really bouncing it out and making a big play.
2:07 left in the first half. Excuse me, the third quarter. Got some technical difficulties up in the booth. You didn't miss a whole lot. JB made some wisdom thoughts. I agreed with him. The Robinsons got it 2nd and 9 after the 1-yard pickup. Simpson in the pistol, trying to draw Lakeside across. Again, Robinson content with running that clock with a 14-point lead.
That's your best friend right now if you're Robinson.
Simpson looking near side's got Frampton. Quick hitch route, steps out of bounds inside the 20. Going to be a couple yards shy of the first down marker, though, 3rd and 2.
That's one where Frampton, he's close to that first down. Thought he might try to stay in bounds and kind of keep milking that clock. But hey, it's 3rd and short. Why not?
Frampton didn't take off as soon as the ball was snapped. He might have thought maybe the smoke screen was coming as soon as that one was snapped, but picked up a couple. Wildcat formation again. Williams, the keeper, right up the middle. Runs through a tackle. Deuce Williams to the 5. Touchdown, Robinson.
Well, you can't keep him held down all game. They kept him in check all the first half, but it takes almost 10 minutes, 10-plus minutes in the second half before Deuce Williams finds the back of the end zone.
So Deuce runs through a would-be tackler, and I think you hit the nail on the head. You cannot keep a good player down the entire game, even if he's not at 100%. Runs right through the tackler, finds pay dirt.
Deuce is loose, and that one's for a big 6.
PAT up and good. As Robinson has reeled off 4 straight scores. They trailed this game 13-6, and now the Senators are in complete command.
Man, Robinson has really flexed their muscle. Here in the second half, 14 points. They've just punched Lakeside in the mouth, and Rams have got to respond if they want a chance at this football game. 13.5 minutes left, but there's really about no more room for error. Now, 4 turnovers for Lakeside. You can't have another one if you want a chance.
Yeah, that's exactly right. His turnovers is the name of the game. Extra possessions for a very good football team. And Robinson, who's looking to cap off a perfect season and go 14-0. You just cannot give them extra opportunities to take advantage, because more times than not, they're going to.
And I would say here, too, for Lakeside, the way things have gone in the second half, they haven't gotten that push on the running game. They're having to do things outside of the ordinary, but they got to start scoring quick. They're running out of time, too.
And this is a team that is really built on running the football first and going play action. Talking about Lakeside, the running elements almost going to be taken out of it as they trail by 3 scores with 13.5 minutes of game action left. Q Jackson fields the kickoff at the 4. Makes a man miss up the near sideline to the 30, up the sideline, can he go? Q Jackson's got a step, only the kicker to beat, but they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. Q Jackson thought he had himself a house call, but this one's coming all the way back.
Oh my goodness, it's a great return either way, but man, by inches, they say he steps out of bounds. That would have been huge for Lakeside.
Instead of scoring, they're going to say he stepped out at the 36. Right there. Officials looking right at it, and they make the call. Yep. Right there. Definitely steps on the line. Excellent call by the officiating crew.
Wow, that's a difference of a couple of inches and being a 6 points for Lakeside.
Great job by the officiating crew to recognize that. Lakeside's crowd thought they had themselves a score. Just inside the 36-yard line. So that's where they take over, do the Rams. Walcott looking left side, pressure getting to him, and they're going to take him down. First one there was Patterson, and the rest of the troops rallied for the Senators to make the play.
Boy, they were closing in quickly. He had a little bit of time in the pocket, but then the receivers weren't open. I think he thought, hey, I got to tuck it and go. The moment that Walcott said, hey, I'm trying to run, that linebacker core collapsed, and everybody came calling for Wally Walcott.
So loss of 2. Second and 12. The clock continues to wind. Late third quarter. Seems like an eternity ago when Lakeside led it 13-6 and they had all the momentum. That has certainly changed. Walcott looking left side, got a receiver and off the hands. Off the hands of Jonathan Prather. Might have had a little bit of running room, but couldn't haul it in.
May have heard footsteps too, but sometimes also I think the urgency, you're trying to go a little faster than you want to, knowing you got to make big plays, and just took his eyes off the ball.
So that stops the clock with an even 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. A quarter in which we've seen Robinson outscore Lakeside 14-0.
You know, we've already talked about turnovers, but man, even those types of plays, your margins for error are razor thin right now.
Even if you make the play and go down immediately, it sets up a third and manageable. Instead, it's third and long. Tunnel screen to the far side. They get it to Drew Morgan, and he is taken down right where he catches it. Kalen Norwood, first defender there, he read it perfectly. Every time Lakeside tries to get a screen working on the outside, Robinson has it scouted.
And it's a ninth grader all over that play. Drew Morgan's a playmaker, and I think if you're Lakeside, you got a punt, right?
Yeah, you'd like to think so. Likely that was the final play of the third quarter, and it's going to be as Robinson takes another step towards the state championship in a perfect season. We're going to flip ends. Stick around as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Centennial Bank supports communities across Arkansas and is a proud supporter of the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports, providing financial services since 1999. Member FDIC. More at my100bank.com.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
The saddle is the symbol of the whole myth of the cowboy. The work of our hands is informing the work of our mind.
From the English National Ballet, treat yourself to the music and the magic of Nutcracker on Great Performances.
This stirring program celebrates the birth of the Savior of the world with music from the Tabernacle Choir and Orchestra at Temple Square.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
It's prime time on your time. Get more of your primetime favorites each weekday starting at 1:30 following our PBS Kids programs. Catch up on all the programs you love, including Exploring Arkansas, Nature, Antiques Roadshow, Arkansas Week, British Favorites, Mysteries, and more, beginning at 1:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. See the full schedule and all the ways to watch at myarkansaspbs.org/watch.
Goodbye. Touchdown.
Well, you love watching Arkansas High School Championship sports on Arkansas PBS. Then help us keep this incredible coverage coming your way. Just scan the QR code. It's quick and easy. Visit myarpbs.org/sports donate. Well, I'm JB Brazil, Bobby Swafford. Time to throw it down to our other JB on the sideline.
Guys, been a blast to be with you all today. Obviously, the fans have been electric on both sides. The swing's in emotion. I heard you say it. Lakeside up 13-6 early, and now you look at the scoreboard. It's 34-13 the other way. So both coaches talk about playing 4 quarters. Right now, the Senators are talking about exactly that. This game is not over yet. Lakeside can come back fast, put them away now. So we'll see if they can finish this thing off, guys. Back to you.
Robinson does not send anyone back to field the punt. And they get an advantageous roll as Lakeside, so the Senators going to have to start this drive way back at their own 15.
And if you're Robinson, you can waste some time too. Go to the running game. If you don't get a first down, you know, get third and short, you have options, but you want a milk clock here because Lakeside's only got 2 timeouts left because they had to burn one in the third quarter. Running game and the clock, that's your friend if you're Robinson. Lakeside's got to have a stop, and they need to have one pretty quick.
1st and 10 at the 15. Looks like it's going to be another Wildcat formation. Actually going to back this one up all the way inside the 10. So half the distance. So 1st and 10. Call it officially the 9-yard line where they finally set the football down. Either way, it's going to be the Wildcat formation for the Senators. Williams running left side. It's got a little bit of space there. The troops for Lakeside rally back and actually knocking back for a loss of a couple. Chris Ford makes the play. Really nice job of Lakeside's defense to string that out and take him down for a loss.
Anytime you got plays like that, wing T, option, whatever, but the Wildcat, you got to stay with your assignment. Ford did. He never gave up that edge, and he forced Williams to try to cut back to the middle. That's a great open field tackle because even if he gets by Ford, he has nowhere to go.
So 2nd and 12 now. Simpson back in at quarterback. Williams behind him in the pistol. Again with the hard count. Lakeside's done a nice job of not coming across in the neutral zone this afternoon. A fairly clean football game, at least from a penalty standpoint. Play action pass. Simpson looking left, going deep. Frampton's there. The pass is underthrown. It's picked off. Q Jackson with the blanket coverage and makes a huge play for Lakeside.
Wow, you had to have it if you're Lakeside. And Q Jackson been making big play after a big play. That one on the defensive side of the ball picks it off for the Rams. And oh boy, don't look yet. Lakeside's still in it.
That's the one thing you cannot afford to do if you're Robinson, is that's give extra possessions on a short field. Simpson's throw came late, underthrown. Q Jackson in the right place makes a huge play.
3rd turnover of the game for Robinson. You're exactly right. Now you didn't take off much time at all, and Lakeside's got great field position, just what the doctor ordered.
Lakeside with just 62 yards in that 3rd quarter of offense. Kind of trying to find that recipe of success they had working in the first half. Walcott hands it off to Oman. Oman's got a seam up across the 35. He picks up about 5 to bring up 2nd and 5.
And Tank Reese there again with the tackle, but a nice run from Peter Ullman. You got to have those, but certainly time's an issue too. So right, you got to play call, got to get your calls out there pretty quickly. You got to develop something because you can't settle for field goals. You need 6-7 points on these drives.
20 carries, 74 yards for Peter Ullman in Lakeside. You would have told the Robinson coaching staff that was what you're going to allow to the Rams running back. They probably take that every day. Quick pass to the near side. Burns has it near the 1st down marker. They're going to say he was stopped just a yard shy. Aaron McAdory makes the stop.
Just staying on assignment was McAdory. Like that little comeback, right? Little curl, complete to Burns. Just couldn't get away, though the ball's thrown a little bit behind him, which is where you want it safe. But clock continues to roll.
Back to the overload formation for Lakeside coming near side. Ullman fighting for 1st down yardage. They're going to hit right at the line to gain. Patterson was there, going to pin on the spot. Official's going to try the old eagle eye, and they're going to say it's 4th down. They need to bring out the change, about a half-yard shy of the marker.
This is a big play.
Lakeside can ask for a measurement. Coach Garen Rockwell is right there looking at it as well. No measurement upcoming. So Lakeside, 12 on the play clock, break the huddle. Now 5 on the play clock. Lakeside's going to have to hustle. They do get it off. Ullman straight ahead. He's got a 1st down. Didn't get a whole lot there. I think he got just enough.
Yep.
Needed about 6 inches, maybe got 12. That's 1st down.
Hey, a 1st down is a 1st down is a 1st down. But what you did is you lost a lot of time if you're Lakeside for not very much yardage. You're going to have to get bigger plays here down the stretch.
More importantly, got to cap off the drive. Same formation. Walcott, play action. Got the post right down the middle of the field. Drew Morgan hit at the 2. Morgan finally goes down at the 1. 26 yards on the hookup.
Boy, nice pitch and catch again. Walcott to Drew Morgan. He was there. Great throw, great catch. Got to go quick.
Lakeside going no huddle. Got to believe this is Ullman territory. They give it to him straight ahead, plunging for the goal line. He's got it. Touchdown, Rams.
Peter Ullman Sure-handed all season long. They give it to him in short yardage, and Pistol Pete delivers.
That's why you've got all those big bodies up front. You move the line of scrimmage just enough, and Oman lunges for the goal line. That stops a 28-point scoring run from Robinson. Oseguera on for the PAT. Snap and the holder good. The kick is up and no good. Hooked it just left, so a missed point after. Leaves the margin at 15. It's 34-19 as we step aside. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Everett Buick GMC provides vehicles to Arkansas families and supports local organizations. Community involvement has been part of our story for generations. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports. More at everettbgmc.com.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
Eliza, you are an excellent detective, and I need your help.
Go on. Charlie's gonna help with the show. It'll be fun.
How am I meant to work under these conditions?
Jane Austen was my sister. He was saddled with me forever.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
This holiday season, you can give yourself a present while impacting the future. When you donate to Arkansas PBS, your gift serves all of Arkansas through media that educates, informs, entertains, and inspires. Make your tax-deductible gift before December 31st. It's a gift that will have an impact for generations to come. Visit myarpbs.org/donate. Thank you and happy holidays from Arkansas PBS.
Really good crowd on hand here in the 5A state championship game, and you expect that. Proximity for both Hot Springs and, of course, Robinson way out there at the end of Cantrell. Great crowd. The sun's starting to peek out. It's thinking about it here inside Little Rock's War Memorial Stadium. Even Morgan Freeman's in attendance.
That's funny.
The kid, of course. Onside kick upcoming for Lakeside. Gets 10 yards. Rams are right there. Do they recover it? Robinson didn't jump on the football. No call from either side. Neither team reacting either. Gonna have to unpile the bodies. Still no call. Massive humanity down there. I'd hate to be at the bottom of that pile. Still no call. Waiting for an indicator. Maybe checking to see if it went 10 yards before it was touched. Still nothing.
Wow. They're just wrestling with the football down there.
So Lakeside comes out of the pile with it. Here's the call. Okay, I'm going to rethink what we're going to say. This is a massive, massive call. Of course you want to get it correct.
Sure.
So the question was it touched before it went 10 yards?
I didn't feel like it did, but if it did, it was right around 9 yards.
So that's exactly what they ruled. It was touched before it went 10 yards by Lakeside, which is an automatic dead ball in Robinson football. See if we can take another look at that to see if the ball was touched. Of course, the review crew going to be all over it. Lakeside can take a timeout to challenge it if they want. It was touched by a foot there. Yeah. It looks like the foot of number 13, A.J. Burns, for Lakeside might have touched it before it went 10 yards. Ball does kind of kick forward.
But boy, if it's 13, he's past the 50.
Declan McKinney came out of the pile with it. Yeah,
right
that's
there.
right before the
Right
run.
before it.
Yep.
Wow.
So Robinson out of the Wildcat. Catches a seam on the right side, picks up 8 yards on first down. That's a massive, massive swing in this football game. Great job by our camera crew as well to spot that. So 2nd and 4. Robinson again going to lead things down.
Now, I got a story on Deuce's dad here in a moment. After this play, I'll talk about it. Kevin Williams is his name. NFL potential Hall of Famer, 13 years with the Vikings. Played basketball against him. We'll show you here in a second.
Williams on the counter play in the Wildcat. He's got a first down and then some. Moving the pile forward across the 35 to the 34.
Big time run from Deuce Williams. You know, his mother played as a lady texter for Louisiana Tech. There's me and Kevin Williams. We played in the post together. He won the tip, as you might expect. Very first play, I turned and accidentally elbowed him in the face. He says, okay, that's how we're going to play. Dude hung 30, 40 points on me. I'm not sure. It was a City League game, and I will never forget how embarrassed I felt. Super awesome individual, though, was Kevin Williams.
His son Deuce going to Stephen F. Austin. He'll be a lumberjack. Southland Conference.
You know, basketball season's almost here too, the postseason.
That's right. Williams again. That time Lakeside had that one snuffed out and drops him at the line of scrimmage.
Well, you got to have stops if you're Lakeside. It's a big run from Deuce Williams. That, you know, they got good field position. And you talk about Kevin Williams getting a chance to watch his old alma mater next week.
Right. The 04 Fordizer Redbugs going to play for a state championship. Kudos to our friend Chris Babb in the booth with us with that knowledge drop. Fordyce taking on Mansfield. They've already beat Booneville and Charleston from the 3A1 conference. Now they've got a chance to take down Mansfield, who's been ranked number 1 or 2 all season long.
And they beat Mayflower too, didn't they, earlier?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Wildcat formation. This time it's Reese. Reese breaks a tackle into the secondary. He's up near first down yardage, just shy of it though. Going to be 3rd and short.
Big run from Tank Reese, and Coach Updegrove talked about Reese. He's been around the program for 8 years. He was a ball boy for him. He's played this program ever since he's been there. He said Coach Updegrove feels like he's been there around the same amount of time. He's just a staple for this offense and this defense. He said that's the one guy he's going to miss the most next year.
C.J. Bryant, Sheriff Wolf, Jaden Boston, Fisher Taylor, that offensive line, along with Patterson. They're getting their money's worth up front. That front 5 for Robinson is moving the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just shoving things around, creating space. That's what it's all about, winning the line of scrimmage.
Heavy backfield, right back to the Wildcats. Reese trying to get first down yardage up to the 25. Is going to depend on the spot, but look like the Senators are going to be just short.
Big play upcoming. But if you're Robinson, the clock is moving, so that's your best friend also.
Still a 2-possession game, so a massive play upcoming. Robinson's been content with staying in the Wildcat, and Coach Tyler Updegrove is standing right by the official. They may let this one go all the way down and burn a timeout when the play clock gets to 1.
I think that's a smart move. Waste as much time as possible.
Should be about 5:07 on the game clock when they blow this one dead. 5:06, get an extra tick there. And the Senators are going to take the timeout. Let's go down to the sideline. Josh Bertaccini's been battling the elements. Robinson's got to be starting to feel it, though.
Yeah, they're feeling it, but they're also feeling that championship glow right now. Their fans are all pushing down just a little bit. You got a little bit more of a stream here ready to maybe join the celebration in a bit. But 15-point game, and guys, I heard you talking about Deuce Williams, who's obviously been great, fighting through that first half injury back into the game, and just 2 carries to go, right? Over 2,000 yards for the season. So just a capstone to an unbelievable career, and really awesome to see the young man fight through some adversity today too, guys.
That's a great point, JB. Came in with 1,957 yards rushing, 65 and a touchdown today. Very rare to get 2,000 yards on the ground this season, especially at a classification like 5A.
Yeah, and didn't play last week too. Man, both his parents athletes. His mom, WAC Player of the Year in her basketball days. She's fiery. She's a really good athlete. You can see where he gets it.
First of 2 championship games today. 6A championship coming up tonight at 6:30. Plenty of meat left on the bone here. 4th down, the heavy backfield for Robinson. Handoff to the big man. That's Patterson fighting for first down yardage, and he's got it. Domino Patterson, the Tulsa commit, gets the handoff from lined up at fullback, and that may help ice this one away.
Wow. And you thought maybe he was going to go up the gut. No, he bounces it outside the tackle, too. Big fella says, let me run. I can beat him on the edge, and he does. Breaks the big tackle. That might be the play of the game.
You expect him to be the lead blocker, instead they hand it to big 74 in the backfield, and as a former lineman, that's every kid's dream. You don't get your hands on the football too often, or in those 70 numbers.
But hey, when you do, make them count.
That's right. That's a huge first down, and more importantly for Robbins, going to allow that clock to run. So back to the Wildcat with Williams. They're going to run left side. Lakeside stops it. Williams trying to bounce the other direction. That's going to be a big loss. Loss of 6 yards. Trying to find the left side, and Lakeside's defense shuts it down. Declan McKinney again. We've called his name a ton today.
Who we have. He has flown to the football, made some big stops. It's a big yardage of loss there for Lakeside. They needed that, but time continues to kick away. That is probably their worst enemy right now if you're Lakeside. And Robinson's going to be content to run the football.
Senators just working that clock more than anything, but they've got their work cut out to pick up a first down. As it's 2nd and 16. Ball spotted at the 25. We are inside 4 minutes to play. New quarterback in for Robinson, hands it off. That's Tank right up the middle. Linebacker lost the football. Scooped up by Lakeside. It's going to be a foot race. And then he loses the football. Able to jump back on it, though. Chris Ford recovers the fumble and then recovers his own fumble. But what a massive play for the Rams defense.
Oh, my goodness. We talked about it, turnovers being the difference. Robinson's 2 big turnovers has given Lakeside a chance when it looked like the Senators were going to run away with this thing. Lakeside, once again, they're not done yet.
It's a great job by Robinson to get a hand on it. I believe that was Matthew Moko who came in at quarterback. Excuse me, Aaron Freeman, who came in and knocked the football loose, the sophomore, number 14. Ford was thinking about putting that one in the end zone, but more importantly for the Rams, they've got the football, though, in new life with 3:39 to play.
That's all you can ask for. Give your team a chance. They've got a chance now. Lakeside down 2 scores.
3 receivers to the right of the formation for Walcott. He's looking that side, going right down the middle of the field. Morgan's there, couldn't bring it in. Ball came a little late. Hakeem Frampton had plenty of time to range over and contest the throw.
And that ball, too, I think you see he's got daylight to his right, left of your screen. If he leads him more to the opposite side, gives him a whole lot more time to run underneath it and catch in stride. You
had the play you wanted there. That ball just hung up in the air way too long, allowed the defense there to break it up. So 3:33 left here in the 4th.
It's going to be imperative, the line of scrimmage. You got to give your quarterback time, and for the defensive line, wreak havoc.
The motion man. Walcott pressured, rolls right, goes to his receiver right in the middle of the field. First down across midfield. Prather pulls in another. It's a fresh set of downs for Lakeside.
Even when the defense collapsed there and got the pocket to fold, he's able to run out of the pocket and hit a man in stride.
Second catch of the day for Prather. Lakeside quickly to the line of scrimmage. Walcott calling the play. Rolling to the right side. He's got some time. Got a lineman out in front, but instead he has to throw that one away. Pressure was finally getting there from Tank Reese. Who else?
Boy, I mean, that guy, he's been everywhere. We've said his name a ton, really, on both sides of the ball, but he just kept pursuit there. And how about this play from Walcott a moment earlier? Steps inside, gets that pass over the middle, just keeps plays alive.
If you're looking for a defensive MVP, maybe your Tank Reese might be it. 9 tackles on the day, 6 solo stops. Also credited with half of a sack. 3:07 to play here in the 4th. Lakeside's got a chance to make things very interesting if they can cash in on this turnover. Walcott looking left side, coming that way. Burns, though, lays out for it and couldn't haul it in. Correction, that was Prather on the near side. 3, not 13.
It's a good idea. We'll come back. Let him a little too much. Prather couldn't quite haul it in. Boy, that almost didn't hit the turf.
Yep. Good effort, just could not haul it in. Obviously 4 down territory for Lakeside. Both teams with 2 timeouts at their disposal.
You don't have to get it all here for your Lakeside. You just want to make it manageable.
That's right. Empty backfield for Walcott. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. The running back Omens in the slot to the right. Going for the deep ball. Miscommunication there. A.J. Burns ran a 10-yard hitch route, and Walcott thought he was running deep.
Boy, and he also had Morgan over the middle on a curl route. Would have been close to the first down, but he elected to go that outside. The miscommunication, as you said, I think he had his man beat potentially, but QB and receiver just not in sync.
Really good coverage there from Robinson and McAdory. Now it's 4th and 10. Robinson will drop at least 6 into coverage. Just one player with a hand in the dirt. Will they bring extra pressure from the second level? They do. They're bringing the house. Good protection. Walcott across the middle. Off the hands of Morgan. Incomplete, and that's a turnover on downs.
That's the play you wanted if you're Lakeside. Robinson applied pressure. Walcott stood in there, threw it where he needed to, just off the chest of Drew Morgan, and boy, Drew Morgan wants that one back.
Walcott does a great job of stepping in to that throw, just hits 84 right between the numbers and could not bring it in. That is a tough break for the Rams, but a huge break for Robinson as the turnover does not come back to bite them.
Maybe one of the first times tonight we haven't seen the turnovers come up with a big play or lead to a score on the other end.
So Robinson takes over, 2:55 to play, and you know it's going to be a heavy deuce, or a dose of deuce, number 2. Whistle when a flag comes in from the defensive secondary. Play clock was not winding down. So illegal substitution is the call against Lakeside, so free 5 yards for Robinson.
Yeah, there's 12 guys on the field.
That's frowned upon, also illegal.
There's still 12 on the field. You got to come off. There he goes.
They finally get Q Jackson to trot off on the far sideline. Pistol formation. Handoff, Williams coming to right side. He's got a seam. Lakeside trying to stretch it out. Williams, though, goes out of bounds, so that's going to benefit Lakeside as the clock's going to stop with 2:44 to play.
I mean, it's all about small margins here for Lakeside, but they'll take it because the clock stops. But if you're Robinson, boy, you got second down and very short.
Yep, that 5-yard penalty before the drive even starts. Certainly going to help out the Senators.
I mean, you just look at time here. You only got 2 timeouts if you're Lakeside. You get a first down here in your Robinson, you waste 40 seconds. There's 2 minutes. You can only stop it twice. I mean, even if you get stops, you're looking at a minute 20 back with the football if you're Lakeside. You got to get stops right now.
Some space. Deuce. He's wide open to the 20. Deuce just decides to go down at the 18-yard line, but another big play.
Well, that's a heads-up play, too. A couple of really big blocks, though, from Josiah Warrior Benson in the open field. Williams elects to go down. He could have taken that to the house. The time is more important. He wants to make sure Lakeside doesn't get the football back. How about that pancake from Warrior Benson? Give him 2 on that drive.
What an unselfish play from Deuce Williams, because you're exactly right. He could have tried to go in and score, but he thought, more importantly, keep possession of the football and watch that clock run.
Boy, how about the effort from Robinson today? They scored in the second half, something many teams haven't been able to do against Lakeside in the postseason, and they forced the turnovers.
Run straight ahead. Not a lot doing there, but the clock's going to continue to run. And you have to wonder when Lakeside 1 is going to start trying to rip at the football, but 2 is going to use those 2 timeouts.
You got to think pretty soon here. You might let this one roll down and then use it after this. Because now you've let too much time come off the clock. You don't want to use it now.
Williams, 22 carries for 88 yards. It's below average standards for him, but he'll certainly take that here in the championship game when he's playing at far less than 100%. And now Lakeside finally does take the timeout with the play clock all the way down to 12. So a lot of extra time ran off the clock. But Coach Rockwell finally does use one of those timeouts.
Well, get your live action photos from the game at myarpbs.org/photos. Grab free downloads, have prints made. These are a great championship keepsake.
Kai Caddy doing outstanding work out there, battling the elements. Also check out pictures from past championships on that same website. It's the volleyball state finals from, what was that, been 6 weeks now? 5 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Of course, we have baseball, softball, basketball. March 12th through the 14th, never too early to put that on your calendar. 12 championships in 3 days. We got them all live for you right here on Arkansas PBS. JB may be off the mend by that point, have the voice back.
Sure hope so.
Of course, Josh Bertaccini will be in Hot Springs with us once again.
Such a fun time down there.
No kidding. All right, we're ready for play. 1:38 to go. Simpson going to pass. That pass well off the mark, though. Picked off in the end zone. It's a touchback. Kevon Morgan makes the play, and Robinson has a chance to put the game away, but instead turns it over again. The 5th turnover against the Senators today.
Well, I'll tell you right now, man, that's 3 turnovers now in the second half. And looking like Robinson's going to run away with things. They keep giving Lakeside a chance.
You think they're just going to run the football, and of course they're thinking Lakeside's going to thought the same thing. Instead, they try to go for the end zone, and Warrior Benson did everything he could to try to break up that pass, but couldn't do so.
Well, now you're thinking, hey, if I'm Deuce Williams, I should have scored, right? If you're Lakeside, you got to go now, but you got new life once again.
One timeout, 92 seconds left to play. Walcott looking to the sideline, looking for an extra receiver. He gets one, though. Now he's got to hurry to get the play off. 4-man rush for Robinson. Pass coming near side. It's caught out of bounds. Prather hauls that one in. 12 yards and a first down.
You're going to need a lot more of that. And I said they've got life. I think it's life support right now is that Lakeside's on. But, hey, if you still got life, you still got a chance, and that's what Lakeside's leaning on.
We are down 15 after the last PAT from Lakeside was hooked to the left. So a touchdown, an extra point, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion in some order is going to be needed. Lakeside does get the benefit of the clock stopping on first down. Of course, the receiver got out of bounds on that last play. Flag comes out. Walcott scrambles, slides down. This one, though, likely in the area of holding. Seven penalties for 50 yards now against Lakeside. Robinson's played a pretty clean contest. 2 penalties for just 25 yards.
That's a costly one, though, for Lakeside, because right now yardage is what you need. You can't go backwards in any shape, size, or form.
May have to talk with our statistician historians, Leland Barclay and Walter Woody, in the next room to find out the last time a team won a state championship with 5 turnovers in the game. But Robinson's got a chance to do that. Woo! Big hit, ball comes out. Lakeside comes up, recovers the football, but Lennox Campos brought the lumber.
Boy, he sure did. I don't know that he's got that arm clubbed up enough. I mean, he can't be in any kind of pain. He laid a lick on Wally Walcott. My goodness.
Campos with the sack and the forced fumble. Lakeside able to recover, but that clock is ticking. What a big play by the defensive end to come in and wreck shop in the backfield. Walcott rolling to his right, harassed by Tank, and he just throws it out of bounds. Tank Reese has been all over the place. He's got 9 tackles that he's credited for, but he's got to have 4 or 5 quarterback hurries on designed rollouts for the Rams where he gets out there and forces a throwaway.
I'll tell you, that's not been very effective for Lakeside today, is the rollout, the designed rollout. When they've been able to get out of the pocket, he's been able to find stuff, but when it's been designed, Campos and company have been all over it.
It is 3rd and 29. The Rams have to get the ball all the way out to the 43-yard line. They've got it at the 14. And a 4-man rush. Walcott trying to find somebody open. He's going to tuck it and run. He gets to the far sideline, picks up a few extra yards, lowers the shoulder, but stays in bounds. So the clock's going to continue to run for Lakeside as we're in the final 30 seconds.
And Robinson's getting that Gatorade ready.
Tyler Updegrove in his first season as the head coach of the Robinson Senators better have his head on a swivel as Lakeside takes their final timeout.
They can feel it, the Robinson faithful. Lakeside still holding on to a miracle. But Robinson looking to complete the dream season, a perfect undefeated season. They've won state championships, but they've never won one when they've run the tables and run undefeated.
Now, they've been one of the premier programs at 4A and then 5A the last handful of seasons, but they have gone wire to wire as a 5A school this year, and they're about to go 14-0 and cap off the always rare perfect season.
You know, all things considered, been a great ball game. The turnovers made things lopsided, but that 28 unanswered by Robinson, the difference in the game naturally is because they capitalize on those big turnovers, and they're, 21 seconds plus in game clock from celebrating a state championship.
Tyler Updegrove is feeling no pain, but he may be a little cold right now as they dump the bucket on the head coach. Lakeside's going to wonder what if. They had a 13-6 lead, but threw an interception in the end zone in the first half, had 3 first-half turnovers. They had opportunities here in the contest, but it's going to be too much Robinson in the end. Walcott looks, throws one deep. Burns is out there. Defender draped all over him, no flag. Now it's going to be 4th and 13 coming up.
Wow. Thought he might have a chance to catch that. Might have gotten away with one. I thought Lakeside probably deserved a pass interference call. It was close, regardless. 15 seconds away, it may not have mattered either way.
Either way, so that was 4th down. The yard marker on the field was incorrect. So that 4th down, he falls by the wayside, and that's going to do it. One kneel down, and Robinson's going to take the 5A championship back home on Highway 10 all the way into Cantrell.
Wow, what a season for Robinson.
So one kneel down will do it. Robinson Senators are about to win another state championship. They've got too many players on the field, so they've got to run one off. Everybody wants to be a part of the celebration. Simpson takes a snap and the kneel down. That's going to do it. Your Robinson Senators win it 34-19, and they're your 5A state champs.
Well, the sun is coming out, and the Senators take home the hardware. A fitting finish for the Senators as they take off and knock down the Rams for the 2nd time this season.
This was a great contest through 2.5 quarters, but the passing game of the Senators just too much. We're going to step aside, trophy presentation, and find out who your MVP is coming up. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This broadcast is underwritten in part by...
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas PBS Sports. Better connected together. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas.
UANS is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. UANS Health provides orthopedic and sports medicine care across Arkansas, supporting athletes and teams throughout the state. Find out more at uanshealth.com. Winrock Automotive supports Arkansas athletes as a sponsor of the Arkansas PBS Sports broadcast of the High School State Championship games, with 7 dealerships across the state serving Little Rock, Conway, and Jonesboro. Winrock Automotive is community-focused and provides vehicle sales and service across Arkansas. We're honored to be a part of these unforgettable moments celebrating Arkansas student athletes. Winrock Automotive, connecting communities through service and support.
I would have never known the things I know now without that program. It really helped me advance my opportunity to this career field.
Really gives them a fast forward, a good track to be able to come into the technical trades.
To celebrate the first of 5 brand new transmitters that will broaden our signal coverage to just under 100% of Arkansas. We are committed to helping the youngest Arkansans prepare for kindergarten and for life.
Education is everything, and if we can teach our children, to get out there and make the most of that, that's great. So I'm just proud to do my part.
I'm gonna, and I'm in first place.
This is the first step to reforming our Arkansas, taking the effort to understanding each other's struggles and making them our own. Everyone repeat after me. We have a voice.
Could not reach our souls. Pause.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
Our mission is to renew the firing line tradition for a new generation and engage in a debate about the America we want to create in the 21st century.
Please join me for conversations with newsmakers, world leaders.
Good to be with you, Christiane.
Artists and writers.
Only on Arkansas PBS. This month in Passport on the PBS app.
In the middle of the war, we had ourselves a Merry Christmas.
Hear the untold stories of the last months of the war and find out how close we came to an even more catastrophic conclusion.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app. This month in Passport on the PBS app.
Where better to have a family Christmas than the Highlands of Scotland?
Mary!
Cheers. Christmas is my favourite time of year, and the real highlight is the food.
It's kind of like a food variety show.
You want to be on it? You are right now.
Oh.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app. This month in Passport on the PBS app.
Eliza, you are an excellent detective, and I need your help.
Go on.
Charlie's gonna help with the show!
It'll be fun. How am I meant to work under these conditions?
Jane Austen was my sister. He was saddled with me forever.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app. This month on Arkansas PBS.
As a matter of interest, the deceased was the owner of the amusement rides.
Fell, jumped, or pushed? Do you know what floor he fell from?
We found this beside the body.
Property of Miss Phryne Fisher.
At a celebration for Commissioner Selwyn, he's shot.
We need to give this case our best.
But the prime suspect seems to have no motive.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
Robinson came for the trophy, and they're taking home the trophy. Joe T finishes off a perfect 14-0 season, and is your 2025 5A state champions. Early on, it looked like Lakeside had the upper advantage. They were moving the football, controlled the line of scrimmage, but in the end, the Senators were just too much.
And it came down to the two things, right? Turnovers. Costly turnovers for Lakeside and the big plays that followed. Robinson put things away pretty early in that regard. Lakeside had chances, but the turnovers and then in return the big plays that followed, that really was the difference.
Lakeside going to huddle around for the picture. 4th state championship in school history, 3rd in the last, 7 or 8 years. They've really taken off as a program, won a couple 4A titles, and now here in 5A. Take a look at today's final stats. 301 yards passing for Reese Simpson. 4 touchdowns as well, 370 yards. You look at the numbers, really balanced both sides. The turnovers, just 9 combined in a championship game, probably more than you expect. But in the end, Robinson was just too strong offensively.
Yeah, I think the defenses did what they wanted to, limit the running game. If you're Lakeside and you say, hey, we hold Robinson to 69 yards rushing, you feel like you got a chance to win that ball game, right? But you look, the 301 yards passing through the air, that's with your other athletes. Frampton being really the one that comes to mind that really made big plays down the stretch.
Speaking of Frampton, they're about to announce it here inside the stadium, the MVP. Why don't you listen to it?
He finished with 7 catches for 163 yards and 3 touchdowns. Your most valuable player, number 4.
There it is, Hakeem Frampton, your most valuable player. A massive day, 7 catches, 163 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I don't like to use the word unguardable, JB, but he was unguardable today.
And they couldn't find a way to slow him down, couldn't stop him. You throw it up, he was going to go get it. The thing that was impressive, too, for me was 7 receptions on 7 targets. He didn't drop one. He didn't miss one. Even if it was overthrown, he found a way to make the catch. He got open in open space. The big fella got really good speed, and he showed the hands as well.
We're going to go down to Coach Tyler Updergrove as he's with Josh Bertaccini amidst the madness. Josh, he's got the state champion coach.
Coach, obviously an incredible season for y'all. What a second half. I mean, you guys answer the bell in every possible way. How you feel?
I feel great. I'm so excited for our kids, man. They played their butts off all year for us. This is special. You know, first team in school history to go undefeated. And these guys just did, you know, if you knew how many guys were playing injured and banged up and just refused to quit, I'm just so proud of our kids.
Your school's got a tradition, right? Guys come in, they coach for a while, they pay their dues. You're one of them, longtime assistant. You got your chance to be the head coach in January. I mean, could you have scripted it any better than this in your first year?
I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's because I got a great coaching staff and great kids who just did everything that I asked, and I love them so much, and I appreciate them.
Your guys are reflecting that love right back, and I'm sure it's a sign of a lot of good things to come. Great season. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Josh. He's going to have the MVP coming up as well. Hakeem Frampton, again, 7 catches, 163 yards, and a touchdown. Before we get to that, let's take a look at what we tap for you tonight. The 6A state championship game, Shiloh Christian and Greenwood. Should be another shootout between the two teams from the 6A West. Well, before we turn our attention fully to that, Robinson celebrating a state championship, won their first one back in 1980, and they've become a perennial power in Class 5A in the state of Arkansas of late. Let's go back down to midfield where Josh has today's MVP.
All right, Hakeem Frampton, MVP honors. Man, you came to play early, offense, defense. I mean, this was the time to shine, and you shine today. How's it feel, my man?
It feels good. I just want to thank Allah. I was to thank Allah, God, that I'm grateful enough to be in this opportunity, especially with the guys I love the most. Thank you.
It seemed like the energy coming out of the locker room and then on the sideline, and even when y'all fell behind, stayed very consistent. Y'all are a fearless, confident crew. Tell me about the love you have for each other.
It's ecstatic. The energy we hold is powerful, you know. A lot of people don't have this good brotherhood like that we have, and it just carries on throughout practice, throughout the field, and everything like that.
What did it mean when you saw your boy Deuce go down early, fight through that ankle injury? I'm sure even emotionally, just having him back out there was a big lift.
Yes, sir. He's been very resilient for us. He's been very resilient. And that's one of my favorite teammates. Happy to say that, and I love him so much for that.
Hakeem, you got a great smile. Go smile all night, baby. Enjoy.
Thank you guys so much.
Back to you guys.
Josh, good work on the sidelines today and all weekend long. So that's going to do it for the 5A championship. Robinson wins it 34-19, but we're only halfway home here today inside War Memorial Stadium. We just alluded to it with the 6A state championship game coming up. You can get your championship apparel and celebrate with Robinson.
That's right. Celebrate Robinson's victory. Official championship gear is now available. Visit www.arkansashighschoolsports.com to find apparel and memorabilia commemorating this unforgettable season. That's www.arkansashighschoolsports.com.
You can celebrate like the champs. Oh, Shiloh Christian and Greenwood are hoping they're ordering T-shirts in a few hours as well. The Bulldogs looking for a third consecutive perfect season, but Shiloh Christian stands in your way. For Josh Bertuccini down on the field, my partner JB Brazil here in the booth, I'm Bobby Swafford. Thank you for tuning in as Robinson wins it 34-19. You've been watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.